Good morning, everybody! How is... Oh. I always forget this part, don't I? Blah. Alright, how's everyone's day so far? Turn this down a schmeagin. Hello, Sorvin Shifter. How's it going? Hi, Sunny Cappuccino. Welcome on in. How's everyone's day so far? What do you all have on the boil today? Take some time, let some more folks pour in. Oh, bumped my microphone a little bit there. Sorry if you heard it. Bananas. Basically, all my players are already in chat. They've been spamming chat before I went live. Oh, I see. Gremlin check, hydrate, and stretch. Okay, we're gonna start with the hydrate. We're gonna do the other things. Sunny Cappuccino! Thank you so much for gifting us up to Dairy Law. Thank you, thank you. Kuringa found the emotes. Yeah, there's some new emotes. You should definitely check them out if you're subscribed. Oh my. Alright, let's get this show on the road. We're gonna pause this. Pop down to here. And we're going to unleash the chaos.
Oh, my ear.
God, that was loud.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, you were just really excited. Hello, Beanie Boy. Welcome on in. Alrighty. So, how's everyone doing so far?
My stomach hurts.
That's not good.
I totally didn't drink like 3 smoothies, eat food.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I had a
we'll
lot
do
of
that.
spicy food yesterday, so if I get up and go to the restroom, don't be surprised.
If he starts jogging off quickly.
Alrighty then.
Run.
Run, boy, run.
So we're doing that thing again where apparently I don't have rights to a cursor. Remember that when I had that funny glitch? Remember that? That was fun.
I do
Yeah.
remember, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Well,
a
it's
good.
back.
That's a good glitch. I like that glitch.
I hate it.
So Roll20's Roll20 remembers the two. Remembers how funny it was.
It's okay, Benny.
Roll20 will remember that.
Is it Benny? Or is it... Yeah, it's Benny. There's no A, right?
It just reminds me of BD Babies, I'll be honest.
Yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna try to navigate my way to my notes with no cursor. So,
You're not just alt tab to your notes.
well, yeah, but the problem is that my notes are
She lost cursor privileges.
one of many tabs on my internet window.
I see your cursor.
Yeah, we can see your cursor.
Why can you see
Yeah.
my cursor, but I can't? That's rude.
Oh, because we're
I
special.
told you lost privileges.
I'm so mad. Okay, so it's about...
Now we lost your cursor. Nope. Yep, there it is. It's on chat. It's going up. It's up in the top. It's right by
I actually
Sonar.
can't see it.
I don't know why
it's-
I can't see it.
I might be. Am I too? Maybe I'm too far away.
You might be
to
too
see
far
it.
away.
I'm trying to guide you. Where you going?
I'm on my recap, so let's I'm gonna do my recap. Going through the mirror was the easy part. However, once inside, our investigators were met with 4 residents of the mirror plane. 3 of them took on the familiar forms of Baz, Monica, and Sonar, while the final one remained hidden within their environment and doing everything they could with their copied power to keep their captives. The fight... Oh my god. When did I write this? Hold on. The fight was not easy, and many of our investigators were brought to near death. Rushing into the fray to help any way he could was a new ally to the scene, Walter, an older-looking man with a few tricks up his sleeve. Working together, they not only managed to defeat the mirror-like figures, but they were also able to leave with all the civilians safe. Once back in Emerilla, Baz quickly called for clerics to care for those who needed it. Tyrandel was finally reunited with his terrified sister, who broke down once the immediate danger was gone. Unnoticed by most in the chaos was a new individual of interest, an undead resident of Ramad, the Ashen City. Introducing herself as Ophelia, Commander Bull had to quickly think of a way to get her out of the city unnoticed, knowing that her presence could start a war between Emerilla and Vermod. Bull dismissed the group for the day, leaving them to recover in their own ways. Baz and Sinar took to a high-town pub to relax. Walter took to the guard's tower to sort out paperwork and ensuring his aunt gets home safely. Monica went to Lori at the Blooming Rose to talk about everything that happened. And lastly, Tyrandel escorted his sister back safely to her home. All right. Bleh.
Blip.
Bleh. Let's maybe... I'm going to try to get some music going here, but again, I lost fucking cursor privileges.
Nope, that's chat. Nope, that's the Roll20 thing. Yep, nope, that's thank you for watching.
Wait, thank you for... Why is it all the way down there? Oh my god.
This is
Now
hilarious.
you're on top of chat. That's stream chat.
Yeah, I'm alt-tabbed, but you guys can't see.
Oh, okay.
All you guys can see is what I'm allowing you to see, which is presently the
Well, I'm just
stream.
trying to help you know where your cursor's at.
I know you're trying to help. Oh, something happened.
It's okay.
We
Thank you for the
got
sub, Sonny Cappuccino.
Yeah, we got a
Sonny
sub.
Cappuccino, thank you so much.
I could use a
Gifted a
cappuccino.
sub to Ghazi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Gifted a total of 8 subs.
Yeah, they're so generous during D&D streams.
Yeah.
I do apologize, guys. I don't know why this is like this.
Why is this happening?
Why is this happening? There we go. We'll do this. Oh, that's too loud. There we go. Okay. Ah! This actually might be a little too upbeat for what's about to happen. But, Ty, let's start with you.
Oh, fuck. What?
Me and Tyre just dancing over here.
Alright, so Ty, once out of the mirror dimension and safely back in Emerilla, your sister Alariel quickly sought you out, and you went to go comfort her, and she just kind of broke down into tears in your chest. You can tell she was terrified. But after the clerics assessed her, and she's has no injuries, you thought the best thing to do would probably be to take her home, especially after Bull offered to take Ophelia, the undead woman, out of the city under the... or hopefully with nobody seeing her. With your history of undead, you know that this probably didn't set right with you, but you are not one to go against Bull's word.
No, of course not.
So as...
I'm assuming someone pulls the glass out of my back at some point as well, right?
Yeah.
Nah, leave it in there.
The clerics assessed you, and they gave you some healing. They mended to your wounds, or they tended to your wounds and mended them.
Okay, I'll take myself over for 16 hit points then.
Yep. Everybody should be good to go back to full HP at this point.
Okay, right, okay. I'll fill that in now then.
What's at the
Whew.
bonus? Thank you.
We don't do a rest, right? We just get healed.
Yeah, you're not
There was
doing
no
a rest.
resting.
Yeah,
Okay.
no rest.
I mean, I'm doing a rest. I'm passed out of the tavern right now.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
You guys are basically gonna get the opportunity to have like a short rest, but once we're done with the day, I'll let you know when you guys can have a long rest.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
after everyone's been tended to and mended to, when you went upstairs to go confront Ophelia with the rest of the group, that's when your sister was being healed. You eventually went back downstairs and your wounds were mended to, or tended to. And eventually a carriage was called and you joined your sister to go back to your home.
Good.
Upon...
Let's
Or did you want to talk to your sister while you were in the carriage?
No, I don't have to. We'll just assume that I have some comforting conversation until we get back to the house.
Yep. She's kind of quiet for the most of it. She looks a little distant.
Frazzled.
Frazzled. there's almost just this calming quiet to her at this moment, knowing that the danger is over, but still trying to process everything that that happened, that went on over the past day. She's still in her dress from Midnight Ballad's performance. She's shoeless. She's got makeup streaked down her face from the tears.
Well, do I I assume I don't have any cloth or anything with me. Because I'd offer her the cloth to wipe some of the makeup up. If I do, I don't know if there's anything about cloth in my inventory.
We can assume that you have a handkerchief, or you can offer her your sleeve or something.
Let her wipe it off on your armor.
I'll offer her the ripped up cloak that now hangs off my shoulders. Here, clean some of the makeup off. At least try and clean up a little, I think.
She takes it with a shaky hand, and just kind of nods and starts like wiping her face before eventually wiping her nose and trying to clean herself and get rid of like the remnants of tears.
I think Mother would probably have a heart attack if she saw me bring you home like this.
Does she know that did she know that I was gone?
Yes. Yeah, she knew. That's why I was there looking for you, actually.
Roll a... Wait, she didn't exactly know the beginning. Do I get you to roll a
No, I'm
deception?
blatantly lying.
Yeah. Roll a deception.
But I don't want her to know that. Oh, fuck, a deception. Oh, I'm quite good at this now, right?
You got this.
Believe in you.
Oh,
Hot
okay, excellent.
Oh,
damn.
nat 20.
Jesus, can you all stop with the nat 20s already?
See,
No.
it was our belief that brought him through.
Good liar.
Yeah.
Got you.
A combination of everything that's happened and her current state of mind, plus your well-honed abilities to conceal the truth or bend it, she seems to believe what you've said. As you guys eventually make your way to your home, the carriage pulls up. The same ornate iron gates greet you as you get out of the carriage first and offer your sister a helping hand. Her toes kind of curl on the well-polished stone streets as she does her best
Your
to...
shoes. Why does she have no shoes?
Because she was taken from her bedroom.
Oh, that would explain a lot, yeah.
I described blue footprints left by paint.
Oh, yeah, I remember now, yeah.
But yeah, you see her even still trying to like adjust her dress and trying to adjust her hair and whatnot, and you knowing that your guys' mother is very particular when it comes to physical appearance. The gates open and you make your ways inside, and
Is it very late?
Yeah, it's about evening. It's like 8 p.m.
Oh, that's not very late. I was hoping for much later because I might be able to creep past with Mother being asleep.
Good luck.
No,
Who do you think taught you everything?
Yeah.
It was your mother.
Also,
Yeah.
elves sleep for like 4 hours.
Yeah, okay, it's a narrow window, I understand, but
When it comes to bite you in the ass, your rest time.
Yeah, honestly, as soon as you pass the threshold of the ornate iron gates, you already know that the estate is abuzz with people. The lights are on. As you get closer to the doors, you hear shuffling, you hear feet hastily moving behind the door, you hear clattering, you hear your mother barking orders. And as the door opens, your mother is standing there with her back turned, sort of not so nicely instructing a servant to move faster. Eventually she looks over her shoulder, still wearing the outfit that you saw her in earlier that morning, but she has a few hairs out of place, and her eyes lock with yours before eventually falling softer on your sister. And her demeanor goes from like stiff and well-formed to something a little softer as she rushes forward and takes Alariel's hands into hers. Where have you been And Alariel, just as soon as her mother does this, she immediately just kind of like falls into tears again.
I'll just wait at the door. I won't enter the house as much. I'll just stand kind of in the
Just roll a
doorway.
stealth check to disappear.
Yeah, I
Just fucking
can't
vanish.
pass without trace and leg it. No, I'll just wait respectfully in the doorway until like they've had their time.
Your mother places a hand on the back of Alariel's head and just kind of like pulls her into her chest a little bit as Alariel just starts to sob, and she starts mumbling things, trying to fill your mother in on things that happened, but it comes through almost like it's just a lot of mumbling and sobbing to you. But your mother seems to pick up on things that's going on, and she looks up to you. Where did you find her?
Well, in the mirror, as it happens.
The mirror
know.
upstairs in her room.
Yeah, that one.
She quickly looks to her side to the servant she was just berating. Go upstairs now, smash it, throw it out the window. I don't fucking care. Get rid of it.
Wait. It's technically evidence now, so if you don't mind, I'll have it moved to the tower where we can place it into evidence.
She glances back to you before looking back over the servant. You heard him. Bring it down now. And the servant kind of like caught between not knowing what to do. She just meekishly nods before gathering her skirt and rushing up the stairs.
Yes. So there's some kind of enchantment placed on the mirror, and several mirrors throughout the city, it would seem, that allow people to planeswalk into. Is it called planeswalking? What's this thing called?
I would assume it's close to like.
Plane walking would work.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna carry on calling it planeswalking because.
Your
It's
character's not
something I
really
can do.
arcane inclined, so your character probably wouldn't know the exact name of the spell.
Yeah, it's some kind of planeswalking enchantment, I guess. And it allows you to project through the mirror onto a different plane of existence.
She looks down to Alariel for a moment. Did you just walk into a mirror? And Alariel, through half sob, just like, no, I was pulled in. And your mother just like looks back up to you again. Pulled in? Somebody abducted her?
I mean, it will have looked, yes, essentially, it will have looked like her, I assume, because that's how two of the colleagues of mine ended up through the mirror. They were abducted by their own reflection, which it wasn't really their reflection. It was a person from the mirror world looking like them to trick them into going close to the mirror, and then they could pull them in. I know this sounds weird. Like, just trust me. I know it sounds odd, but it really is true.
Your sister starts mumbling a little bit more, and you pick up pieces. You pick up her saying, like there was multiple people. Midnight Ballad was there, and you also hear her mention an undead woman. And you see your mother's eyes flash with a fury as she looks back to you. I'm sorry.
Is everything alright?
Did she say that she was in proximity to an undead? Speak.
Yes. Yes.
And you've killed
she
it.
did. It's been dealt with.
You see her shift her weight on her other foot, dissatisfied with your answer.
It's been dealt with. It's been dealt with in a way that it's believed by the guard will cause the least disruption.
It was in the city.
Yes, but not by its own accord.
And you didn't destroy it.
I wasn't allowed.
You weren't allowed. They are illegal here. The necromancy is illegal here. The sanctity, the disrupting the natural order of life. And you let that vile creature set foot in Emerilla.
I didn't have a choice. If it was up to me, it would be dead. But unfortunately, it's not. It's not up to me. But it's gone now. It's gone, and I certainly believe it will not be coming back.
You know, crawling its way back to the Ashen City to report on whatever it found in Emerilla.
Oh, trust me, it didn't find a lot.
Well, it found her. A direct connection to the Council of Emerilla. It found you. Do you not realize how much of a threat this is?
I do. I understand, but the word of my superiors is the word, and I have to abide by that.
You mentioned that there was multiple people from Emerilla in this mirror dimension.
There was people from everywhere, as far as we can tell.
And that thing was just sitting there. How do we not know that this was put on by the Ashen City? How do we know that they weren't doing some sort of twisted reconnaissance? How do we know that this wasn't all part of their plan?
DM, do I know where the mirror was likely made?
I believe there was a name. There was a name on it, and your mother mentioned that the artisan was found in DevCast, or she had to ship the mirror from DevCast, or something along those lines.
Okay. Well, I understand where you're going with this, but the plot and the whole logistics behind this doesn't seem like something they would do just for reconnaissance purposes. Like, they'd have had to have some kind of contract with DevCast for the mirror to then be made there and enchanted and shipped here, all to get one person into our city that may not have even survived to then report back, and may not survive the journey back yet.
No, what's the point if they survive or not? They're undead. They're pawns. They could be easily killed and then brought back to life. They could be scryed on, a familiar face, a person that they can easily be found through arcane means, and the surroundings that they're currently in. Spied upon magically. From a distance. Do you...
I don't know. I don't have an answer for you. If you really are worried about it, I'll have it looked into.
Yes, have it looked into, report back to me. I need to bring this to the Council's attention, because this could mean war. If they're trying to overstep, if they're trying to get information on the inside of Emerilla, they could easily be trying to survey our weak points, gaps in our defense.
Do I know if the Ashen City is a city about war, or is it, as far as I know, just
Roll
another
an
city
intelligence
living?
check.
Oh, Christ. Nope, not that. Intelligence. Okay.
Your mother has been a member of the council for a good chunk of your life, and you know her views on undead, and you also know she's quick to act. She is very harsh and very stern, and you know that probably everything that you've learned of the Ashen City came from her. You know that they are a city comprised of undead, and you know that they generally keep to themselves, but that does not stop the fear and the threat and the uneasiness that lies in the hierarchy of Emerilla. but you do know that the other provinces of Belmast do not wish to start war with Vermont, because at the end of the day, it's very easy to create an undead army with a battlefield littered with bodies.
Yes. I'll look into it. I hope that it is nothing, and I hope they'll respect the gesture of returning a citizen. From what I can tell, a high-ranking, probably religious figure. But
They sent somebody
I hope
with
that you're wrong.
standing?
They didn't send someone with standing. Someone with standing was abducted by the mirror. They didn't send anybody.
Look, I'll just take that you're going to look into this further and report back to me so I can report back to the council. If this is a genuine threat, we need to be prepared.
I hope it's not, and I believe that it's not. For peace of mind of everybody, I'll have it looked into.
Alright, I'm comfortable with leaving it there unless there's any more RP you want to do, Bubble?
Can I lift the mirror? Like, is it outrageously heavy?
It's kind of uncomfortable. It was on a vanity, so thankfully it's not like a full-length mirror or something, but you could probably carry it under your arm for the short distance it'll take to the guard tower, as your family home is close to the guard tower.
Yeah, I'll manhandle the mirror. Back to the thing. So when the servant brings it down, he's like, "Thank you. I'll take it from here," and I'll manhandle the mirror out of the house and start walking back.
All right.
And on the way back, if I have any spell slots left, I'll cast Pass Without Trace to go as unnoticed as possible, carrying a mirror through the middle of the city.
Okay.
Which I do have a spell slot left to be able to do that.
Alrighty.
Oh, I have loads of spell slots left to be able to do that.
Yeah, you don't really cast spells.
No. I
If
have
anyone's had a
2
spell
slots.
slot.
I have 2 slots left, so
There
I
you
will
go.
Pass Without Trace to... Lasts an hour, so I can easily get back.
Yeah.
With 1 cast.
It's also like nearing the end of the night anyway, so I'm not gonna make you roll if you're just gonna expend a spell slot for it. Like, everyone's just kind of working on getting home at this point. It's dark out. Some of the more late night races are in their homes doing things. It's dark out. You're able to get back to the guard
It's just
tower.
it's just in case anyone is an actual spy and knows what the mirrors do and is being shady, so I just want to go as unnoticed as possible.
Sounds good, sounds good. As you make your way back to the guard tower, you notice Commander Bull getting out of a carriage out front. She pays the carriage and she looks over to you. What's that under your arm?
It's a mirror. One of the enchanted mirrors, actually, from my home.
I see. You're bringing it
I
back
thought
as
it'd make good evidence.
Yep, that's a good assumption. All right. I received a sending spell. Apparently, the older gentleman who was speaking to me and making assumptions of you back at the house
yes.
is currently at the guard tower and wishes to speak with me. Before I go in and talk to him, do you have any information on him?
Not that I can really tell. I don't think. I didn't learn anything because I didn't specifically check up on him, so I don't have. I mean, I know he doesn't trust me, but I would say the feeling there feels kind of mutual, to be honest.
You would also know that from my interactions with the group that I would definitely trust Sonar and Baz. Sonar, Baz, and Monica.
Oh, okay. He seems to have some trust for Sonar, Baz, and Monica. Holds them in some sort of, I don't know, some sort of at least higher standing than myself and the average person. But I don't know. I guess just see what he wants.
All right.
Maybe he's not all bad. Maybe.
All right. Bull goes inside, and I assume you take the mirror to evidence or to Hortix.
Yeah, I don't think we've actually covered this. Where do I go to book evidence in?
Well, if it's magical evidence, you'd bring it to Hortix.
Okay, Hortix it is then.
Okay. And unless you had any specific RP you wanted to do with Hortix, I can move over to Bull and Walter.
Yeah, I'll just take the mirror down and book it in as evidence for this specific case.
Okay. Walter, you were set to wait in kind of like a lone waiting room, chairs lining the walls and whatnot, clear tiled floors and white empty walls, not really anything decorated or hanging on them. You see some people in a very similar uniform to Bull, who you saw earlier, just kind of walking the halls. But none of them you recognize, none of them you saw earlier. Eventually you hear heavy footfalls walking with purpose towards the room that you're in. And there you see Commander Bull, who you met earlier, with her arms behind her back. I have been informed that you wish to speak with me.
Still in my old man form. Of course. Yes. Speak we must. Of course. Yes.
All right, my office is this way. And she,
I'm gonna stand up and start slowly shuffling to her office.
Okay. Oh, sorry about my microphone. I must admit, Walter, I know you mentioned last time that the other form it requires energy to maintain, correct?
Yes, that is true.
Is there anything I can do to make this a little more comfortable? You seem to be walking with discomfort.
No. I used to be human. Not anymore. Something else now. Something different.
She kind of like glances over her shoulder at you with a little bit of a raised eyebrow.
I'm not dead, if that's what you're implying.
No, I wasn't implying undead, but I do know what it's like to not be entirely human anymore.
It was a gift. One that I received. I can't remember when. It's been a while.
She eventually rounds a corner and takes you into a smaller office. She sits in the chair behind the desk and gestures you to take the chair in front of it.
This is a nice chair.
Wanted to
Very
make sure that
comfortable.
people were comfortable. But yes, what is it that you wish to discuss?
So, I have an understanding that the individuals that came into the mirror were working for you.
Yes, they are part of my purview. They are my investigators. They are well trusted.
Well, because they did such a good job, whether they know it or not, all four of them, including the one that I still don't exactly have a very good rapport with, have given my family a great gift. And because of that gift, I would like to propose a agreement of sorts. First off, I will give you what information I can on what went on inside the mirror before they arrived. And secondly, though you do not have to pay me, it's up to you if you do, I also owe them a great debt of gratitude for assisting me in protecting my family. In return, I haven't gotten to that point yet.
Oh.
Dang it. Uh, Man, I really didn't think of that. Shit.
Well, I can assure you that my investigators were doing their job, and I'm thankful that they were able to not only rescue you and your family, but all the other civilians trapped by those creatures.
Well, speaking of the creatures, let's start with them first. From what I could tell, those creatures seemed oddly ooze-ish. Not saying they were oozes, but they definitely weren't anything that I've come across before.
Can you describe them for me? I still haven't really gotten to that point.
They were oddly... What I can remember, there was one that was oddly kind of metallic-like, but not quite metal. More like a liquid metal. Like a mercury. Don't know if that's here, but I'm going with it. Like a mercury.
Mercury would have to exist because mirrors are made out of mercury.
Oh, okay. The other ones took form of your varying gods members, with the exception of the red-headed elf man.
I see.
He was the only one that didn't seem to have a duplicate, which is strikingly odd to me. But could be coincidence, could be that he's a doppel himself. I have no clue. I wasn't able to put anything on him to track his whereabouts and keep an eye on the situation.
Thank you so much for the follow. I do apologize. I focus on my players during D&D streams, so I hope you enjoy watching along. Bull just kind of... you see her kind of looking around as you describe this figure, especially when you describe the liquid mercury figure. Seeing as they're from the mirror dimension, it's entirely possible that they are Nira. Nira, residents of the mirror dimension, often made of fluid mirror-like material themselves, having the ability to reflect what they see. Would explain why some of them took on the forms of some of the members of my group.
There was also a bard in there. Not the one that you hugged. Although I'm assuming that is your daughter. I hope you understand I did my best to make sure that everybody stayed as safe as possible, with, you know, one exception. Again, don't quite trust him yet, but rapport gets built.
I ask why you trusted the other members of my group so quickly, and yet you seem so adamantly against trusting Tyrandel.
It's simple. They had doppelgangers and he did not.
It's entirely possible that there wasn't enough Nira to copy all members of my group.
That is true, but when you have multiple people showing up and multiple doppels coming to attack innocents, and then there's one individual that doesn't have a doppel, it kind of seems a little fishy. Not saying he is not to be trusted, for he didn't attack me outright, which he very well could have done. Some random man just standing up in the middle of a crowd and attacking, I would have attacked sight unseen. But he did not, which is why I chose to reciprocate that notion.
I see.
He didn't attack me, I didn't attack him.
Well, if you continue to not give him a reason to attack you or see you as a dangerous person, then that kindness shall continue. Now, it's entirely possible that the Nira had a small pod, a small group. The way they work is they tend to create dens of small, close-knit communities. You said that there was 3 of my members who were copied, and 1 Nira who remained in its original form. That sounds like a comfortable number. I do apologize if you guys hear my husband talking in the background. He's talking to a few friends.
Like I said, there was also another individual there, a bod. I have to zoom in to see what he was wearing. A mask of some sorts with a funky hat. Big plumage feather.
Blue coat.
Yes, blue coat.
Midnight Ballad was there as well.
Yes, he was very, very helpful in protecting the innocents.
Well, that's good to hear. Unfortunately, I cannot go thank him because he was so elusive.
Elusiveness tends to not necessarily be a negative thing to have in today's day and age.
No, depends on what you're doing with it, I guess.
As you were also informed, there was a number of innocent individuals, my aunt being one of them. I assure you that unless her veil is removed, she is completely harmless.
Your aunt, correct?
Yes. Yes. Adopted, as it were.
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to lie. Walter, was it?
Yes.
You mentioned that you wanted to thank my investigators. Have we offered to put you and your aunt in a tavern for the night?
Yes, I prefer to get business done, and then I can sleep hither and thither, and wherever I can find a spot to rest my head.
I understand. However, my investigators have earned some well-deserved rest for the night, and I don't believe that they'll be returning to the guard tower. However, if you are willing to wait until the morning, I'll be more than happy to call their attention towards the guard tower, and you can thank them in person then.
Sounds good. Would you rather this form thank them, a form that they are unfamiliar with, or one that they might have seen before? With that, I take off my hat and the disguise self drops. Maybe this one would be more to their liking.
You see her watch as you take that hat off, and you see her kind of connecting the dots that this isn't really a spell that takes you energy to keep up, more so a magic item. And she looks back to you. Elusiveness indeed. You can
Never
choose.
Never said it was my energy that it used. Just said that it was energy.
I see. Well, you can choose whichever form you wish. I'm not up to be the one to decide that for you.
One final thing I also noticed while I was in. There seemed to be more mirrors in the room that we were in, though one of them and several members of your group destroyed many of the mirrors. There were still a vast number of those that didn't get destroyed. That might be something that you want to take a look at.
Yes, one of my investigators have already brought back one such mirror for evidence. We're going to be doing our best to get to the bottom of this, but it's entirely possible that these mirrors, these portals to the mirror plane, are all over Belmast. It's not entirely our purview to hunt them all down, but thankfully, the people who were able to get out safely today, we can at least confiscate all of their mirrors and get rid of all these portals in the walls of Emerilla.
Lastly, I would like to help hunt down the individual who made these mirrors. You see, as I might have said before, protecting my aunts is my duty. It's my job. One of them disappears, I'd like to know why.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing as this individual targeted one of my family, he now becomes a target of me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what happens to him, I'll leave that up to you. If you deem that this individual should be taken out, my aunts have several different ways that they can do this, or they can have me do it. If you deem him to be imprisoned, that's fine too. I would just like to know
under the
that
purview of the jurisdiction in Emerilla, he will be imprisoned for his crimes, or they, as we I know nothing about the individual who crafted these mirrors. I imagine my investigators know more, and I'll be more than happy to discuss with them in the morning.
Fair enough. Well, one final piece of business. If I am to be in your debt, it's only fair that you understand what it is that I am capable of. So that way you can better utilize me for any such things that you require. As I mentioned before, my father was Waltrex Orgent, famed hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Sadly, I don't measure up to him in that regards. I'm not as famed and regaled as he is. However, I do have something that he wasn't able to make proper use of. And with that, I slowly move to reach over my shoulder. Again, keeping my movements very slow because I don't want to
You don't want to
seem
offset
like
her?
I'm
Yeah.
I don't want to seem hostile, like, haha! Like, just very, very slow, keeping my eyes on her.
Mm-hmm.
And I pull out a ornate dragon statuette about the size of a small cat, and I set it on the table. I would like you to meet my partner in crime.
In crime. She kind of gives a smile. Don't worry. I know it's a turn. It's a phrase.
This is her.
She looks over the wood-carved figure and just... Okay.
Her has been a friend of mine since I was a small child. I wave my hand and cast Summon. Well, technically it's Summon Familiar, but it only summons drakes.
Mm-hmm.
So, Summon Drake. And animate the statue.
Okay.
With that, the statue springs to life and it kind of goes limp in her hands, opening its eyes with kind of a cute cat-like visage.
You see her kind of sit upright as this happens, just sort of trying to assess the situation, and eventually she seems what is presenting itself as a harmless drake. I see.
Her can do vast number of things, from combative to investigative. I'm also very well versed in many creatures of the Fae, given that my aunts are not humans, same as me.
So let me get this straight. And Bull stands up from her chair and just kind of paces behind the desk there. You are the son of a long-lost monster hunter who hasn't been heard from in over 50 years. You've been raised by entities that are not human, yet guise themselves as human. You mentioned earlier leaving something on somebody in order to track them down.
Which I wasn't able to do.
And you
I was
have
not able to do it.
a drake at your beck and call.
And I'm very well versed in Fae.
I see. I understand. Alright. I think with all this information, I definitely do need to discuss with my group.
Fair enough. I can go to the tavern, stay with my aunt if that's what you wish.
Mm-hmm.
You wish for a more private setting. If you want me there, I can stay here for the night, popped up on a chair. Slightly smaller than I am now when I put my hat on. So, something to think about.
Well, as a courtesy, we'll set you up in a tavern with a comfortable bed with an access to warm food and drink. She reaches into her desk and pulls out a small wooden coin with the guard insignia on it. And she hands it over to you. Bring this over to any of the taverns in Hightown, and they'll understand that this is the guard picking up the bill.
Fair enough.
I'm not going to suggest that you pick out the fanciest bar or tavern in Hightown, but I'm going to say that cost doesn't mean anything to you with this token.
I'll stay at the same one that my aunt is at.
Understood.
Faye
And-
tends to get a little too bubbly around alcohol.
Mm-hmm. And we'll call you with a sending spell in the morning.
That's not needed. I reach back and pull out a small bit of hair, and I hand it to her. Just tell me when I'm needed. I'll know. And I get up and slowly grab her and slowly walk out.
As you go to hand Bull the tuft of hair, she just kind of looks down at it, and you see like a wrinkle in her nose for a moment. Respectfully, I will defer to the sending spell.
Fair enough, and I'll just kind of put it back up, and it'll attach itself back on. That's what it says it does. I can put it back, or I can...
Yeah.
Fucking hell are you made of, man?
Magic.
Goop.
Goop.
You'll never know, because I will...
Secretly a mirror.
Weird jelly bastard over there.
All right. Baz and Sinar, you guys drink your day away at the Elven Ewer?
We getting crunk.
Are you guys getting crunk?
I'm responsibly drinking, but yes, I'm drinking.
I'm responsibly drinking. Nah, Baz convinced them to get drunk.
Roll me 1d8, s'il vous plaît.
No.
Just a second.
Sinar, did you say that you were picking up the bill for this?
I will pick up the bill for this, yes.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
Good
Two.
soup. All right, so Baz definitely takes advantage of the fact that you were picking up the bill for this, and your gold total for the night is 7.
That's fair.
But yes, you enjoy. It's essentially, I described it as a cigar bar. There's plenty of well-dressed and people with of noble standing there. You enjoy multiple performances from elven figures, singing performances, dancing performances, beautiful elven people walking around the floor and, catering to your needs, offering you menus, bringing you your drinks, so on and so forth. There is a misty haze that lingers in the air with various sweet smells or smokier smells from other sides of the bar as people are enjoying various methods of tobacco and such and the like. And yeah,
Wonderful.
you guys have a pleasant evening.
That sounds really nice.
Yep. And
That's why do we get a drink after this?
sorry, what was that?
Hence why I suggested we get a drink after this.
Yeah. Did you guys want to do any RP while you're at the Elven Ewer?
I've got nothing.
Yeah, I don't really got anything either.
You don't want to talk about the crazy day?
The sooner I can forget about it, the better.
Welcome to the forget juice.
The forget juice.
Yeah.
Basil drunkenly stammer about I'm never trusting a mirror ever again, but that's about it.
Oh no, the head pats are in the wrong spot, and I don't have my cursor.
It's okay, we're gonna head back the stream itself, it's fine.
Oh shit.
Like, slide the tip jar over or something. It can rub that.
I can't.
Tip
I
jar.
can't.
Can you just rub the jar?
Yeah.
Rub the
Rub
jar.
Rub the
jar.
biddies.
Why isn't it letting me?
Oh.
Why did I lose cursor privileges again? I'm so mad.
Try not losing privileges.
Why does this glitch happen?
Why you do this?
Why do I do this?
Why you do this? Huh?
Oh, fuck it. Don't care.
I'll be alright.
Nobody redeem head pats or bonks.
No pats today.
But do it
No
anyway.
pats today.
No
Yeah.
head pats for you.
Alright. Monica went to the Blooming Rose and talked with Lori, if I remember correctly. Did you go home afterwards?
No, actually, I fell asleep in the booth after, like, conversing with Lori about all the stuff that happened because I was exhausted.
Well, she's
Almost-
not going to keep you there. Eventually it gets to a point where she does have to close up the bar. Oh, hydrate.
Yeah,
Or close up the cafe because she doesn't want a bar.
yeah. So she probably wakes me up and then I go home.
Okay. Oops, that was a loud clap. If that is everything, then I guess we will move on to the next morning. Those who have difficulty showing up to the guard tower every day, i.e. Monica and Baz, you both receive a sending spell from Liza, instructing you all to go to the guard tower today, A, to fill out paperwork, and B, because Bull wishes to have a meeting with everybody. Pardon me.
I just sent a message back 5 more minutes.
It might actually be best if you get here as soon as possible. Bull seems to have a lot on her mind.
Okay. Yeah. I still make my cup of coffee. And I'm going to, on the way there, bring everybody coffee from, what's its face?
Which one? Midtown or
Brain.
Hightown?
Hightown.
Clarity Cafe!
There you go, Clarity Cafe. I'm bringing everyone coffee from there.
Alright, a gold for each person you're bringing coffee for. Walter also receives a sending spell in the morning from a nervous-sounding feminine voice who introduces herself as Liza and says that you are welcome to come to the guard tower when it is convenient for you.
Well,
I missed my orc escort.
Where's Orc Man?
Yeah.
I'm gonna wake my aunt and start our way over there.
Okay. Your aunt, once in the safety of the room for the night, she kind of let her hair down, so to speak, and she took on her hag form, and sat perched in a chair where she was like waiting for you to come back. You guys had some conversation last night about everything that was going on. Actually, yeah, let's just cut to that before we go to the morning. When you got back in, she looks over to you, and you see that there's already like a mostly finished plate of meat and fruit on the table in the room, and she turns her head to the side. Have you eaten, Walter?
No, not yet.
Are you
But
hungry?
I will eat after I'm positive you are okay.
I am well. Do not fuss. Do not fuss.
Have you already contacted Oma and the others?
Yes, they know that I am well and I'm safe. They know that you
Good.
are well and you are safe. Will you return home soon, yes?
You will. I have work here, and I'm sure that there are a number of individuals that can be suited and asked nicely to take over y'all's defense if necessary.
You wish to stay here?
They helped keep you safe. As per our customs, I owe them a favor.
I always knew you'd want to leave the nest. I thought I'd had another century or two.
I'll come back. If I don't, you know Oma would probably have my head.
Oh, she would. She would have mine too for letting you do such a thing.
Never was so much worried about you or Lula letting me do things outside of the home, but the others, not so much. So I would definitely have to come back and not face their wrath.
Family's important, yes. But promise to come back and visit.
Of course.
Alright, we cut to Zimon as everyone starts piling into the guard tower. Bull is pacing a hole in your guys' office, essentially. Not in her own office. Tyrandel, I'm assuming, is the first to come in.
Yeah. Always. Except that one time that Monica beat me.
That's
Yeah.
because she slept there. Alright. She looks to you and she nods. That gentleman from yesterday.
Oh, Walter. Yeah.
Did he do anything in the mirror dimension? Is there anything you can tell me about him? I know that you were a little frazzled last night.
Yeah, I was a little busy at the time as well. I mean, he doesn't seem to be hostile. Seems to have a natural distrust, but I think given the circumstance he found himself in, I understand that. I believe what he did for the right reasons. Not to say that I haven't been fooled before, but I don't think he poses any great threat yet.
I see.
And no, I don't think he's a spy for a different town either. That's what you're thinking about.
Wasn't my question, honestly. I'll wait until the rest of you are here. One by one, Sinar, Baz, eventually Monica. You all make your way into the guard tower, into your office, and you see Bull there. Monica brought coffees, question mark?
Coffees for everyone,
When you say everyone, I need you to specify. Is it your...
including Bull.
Excellent. She eagerly takes the very fancy 1 gold cost coffee.
It's an extra cup because Monica keeps forgetting Herbert's not in the office, so she's kind of a little sad.
Oh,
It's an extra cup.
we miss you, Ficus.
Aww.
But yes, she looks over all of you. She thanks Monica for the coffee and takes a hearty swig before standing straight and clearing her throat. The gentleman from yesterday, Walter, seems to believe that he owes you all a great debt. And he wanted to thank you all not only in person today, but with our conversations last night. I believe it is of cultural significance to him that he serves you and offered his combative skills. What happened in that mirror? First and foremost, I need you all to fill out paperwork, but secondly, I need more information to wrap my head around everything that happened yesterday.
It seems to me that those who, I would assume after seeing everything that happened, those who stay in front of the mirror for a period of time, that their form, image, talents are mimicked upon, I guess, not only being in front of it for too long, but as you enter the realm. And I'm assuming because we didn't see one of Tyrandol here, Tyrandol didn't really spend like any time in front of the mirror actually, which would assume why we only saw one of Baz, Sinar, and myself, of course.
I see.
That's something else I know that he didn't like. So he didn't like that I didn't have a copy, but I didn't see a copy of him either. Unless he'd already dispatched that particular entity.
Do we know that these came from Devcast, or is it only Ty?
I think you guys were all there when the question was asked where this mirror came from, and Ty's mother said, you know, it was bought at a shop here for like 1,500 gold pieces, and you're like, that's expensive, and she's just like, well, it's imported, so on and so forth. So yes, I think you all know that it's from Devcast.
So it seems like at least the mirror in Tyrandul's house is from a place called Devcast.
Yes, Devcast, the mountain province, known mostly for its metallic exports.
I don't know if it was imported to Devcast, but at least that's a starting point in case information can be relayed to other jurisdictions
We'll
for
see.
at least info.
What happened in the mirror dimension yesterday? What happened was we got there, and as you've mentioned previously, there was a copy of Monica, of Baz, and of myself. We ended up fighting them. There was one more, but it did not have a form. It was like a mirror person. And when we started fighting them, he joined in. He was a good fighter. Good fighter. Good fighter.
By he, do you mean
Helped
Walter?
us. By Volta, yes. The man of Volta. The man that goes by the name of Volta. He was a good fighter. It was with his help that we were able to take down the rest of the mirror people.
Yes. Alright. It is to my understanding that you guys encountered what's called Nera yesterday. N-E-R-R-A. Residents of the mirror plane with the capability of copying people.
As well as reflecting magic.
Yes.
Indeed.
Well, I'm very thankful you all got out safe. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of you looked rough when I found you.
Say word for it, yeah.
Yes.
It seems that you all are missing the healing capabilities of Gookie. Might be
Yes.
prudent to carry healing potions on your person from now on.
I will be fine, but I appreciate your concern.
Well, even if not for you, might be helpful to help somebody who's already downed.
I should probably myself research into, you know, having such spells capable of helping my teammates on hand.
Yes, having access
All
to
I will
healing
say is
arts
that
would be good.
Wasn't
I
exactly
do.
something I'm taught, so I will probably have to do research tonight on that.
Mm-hmm.
I've got something in mind. I'm just gonna kind of show my hands.
I give him a high five.
Fucking hell. I love how Sonara's just like jazz hands and Monica's like high five. Sorry. All right. But yes, be mindful of that. You guys are treading into more and more difficult things. It seems you guys are above following some minor, small, small mysteries at this point. You guys are starting to get into larger things. Take care of yourselves. Get more magic items that maybe will help keep you alive. Healing potions, having them on your person.
And a new cloak, because this one's now, well...
Out of
Rip.
game bubble, are you referring to your cloak of Elvenkind?
No.
Okay.
Well, it technically is that, so it can't rip, I suppose, because magic
Yeah.
items can't be ripped, can
Yeah,
they?
magic items cannot really be damaged by normal means.
I'll get a new set of armor instead then, because that's not enchanted and can be pierced by glass.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
You
quick
won't have to worry about
repair.
getting a new set of armor. Essentially, the damage came just from the long fight slash, you know, finding small gaps in your armor or where your armor doesn't protect in the joints and things like that. So you don't actually have to go buy a new thing of armor. You're fine.
Although I think I might want to.
Well, I'll see about getting you all at least one healing potion each today. But in the meanwhile, I believe Walter is here at the moment. Let's go say hi to him.
He's not coming in, is he?
Both me and my aunt fully disguised.
Okay.
Is he coming in here, in
no,
this room?
not into the office. He wanted to thank you all in person. And do you all believe that having another member, another fighter, would be beneficial, given everything that happened yesterday? Do you
We
believe
are
that his
down 2
contribution
members.
made a difference?
I mean,
I
We're
believe
down.
it definitely made a difference.
yeah.
Of course it did. We're down 2, one permanently, one temporarily.
Alright. It might be good to have an extra sword until he believes that his debt has been paid.
Indeed.
If
Alright.
that is what he wishes.
Then let us go say hi to Walter. And she starts making her way out of the office. Walter, after going back to the guard tower, you were brought back up to the waiting room that you spent a lot of your time in yesterday.
Go back to sitting in a chair, just looking like I'm taking a nap. Just
Sitting next to you is your aunt, who has the form of a young, beautiful woman with long green hair and a veil that covers the lower half of her face, wearing beautiful elven-inspired clothing. And she kind of like looks around, and you see she's got her hands folded on her lap, and she's very curious. And though her stature suggests nobility, she doesn't really present herself as nobility of Emerilla. You see her shifting and shuffling, turning her head to the side on occasion. But as you guys eventually round the corner and see the two of them sitting there, she places a hand on Walter's hand or arm that's folded in front of him. Young one,
I look up. Oh,
they are here.
of course, of course. I slowly start to get up, keeping her like bundled in my arms.
You mean the Drake, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
His name is Her. H-U-R Her.
Okay.
So here's the question. Do I notice he's in a different form than when we were in the mirror dimension?
Yeah, Baz is like, I
Yes.
don't remember this man.
He did put his hat on while he was in the house yesterday, but I would understand if you guys didn't quite notice it, especially considering Monica fucking cheesed it out of there as soon as she could.
Yeah, I literally just
I went around the corner, remember? I specifically said that I go around the corner
Oh
where
yeah,
nobody
you
can
didn't
see.
do it in front of us.
So I did not do it in front of anybody.
That is fair, so it's entirely possible that you guys do not recognize him. He weird.
So could I technically roll to see if something's going on with that?
When you disguise yourself, do you keep your clothes or do you change your clothes as well?
The clothes kind of become disheveled and old, so it's essentially the disguised self causes rapid age.
Yeah.
So
your clothing stays the same, just looks older?
Yeah.
Okay.
The armor becomes rusty. I become, more hunched over and small. Beard kind of gets a little bit more wispy. The hair on my head disappears a little bit more.
Okay.
Baz will like lean over to Bull and be like, I think we got the wrong guy.
No, I can assure you that this is the very same. Though you all have high enough passive perceptions, you guys will notice that the armor does look very familiar, if not, as if it's been left out in the rain for 100 years.
Okay.
They're looking a little more disheveled from the fight. Care to
Yeah,
explain that a little?
it happens from time to time.
More disheveled than I thought.
Please, and I kind of look around. Oh, Dragon Man, hold this, and I hand her off to Sinar, still fast asleep. It kind of cuddled in like a cat-like positioning.
I assume Sidar is just fangirling to go.
As sees the tiny dragon is like,
I just cup Sanar cups the small dragon gently in his hands and kind of holds it close. In his mind, he is going, I've only known this small dragon for like 3 seconds, but if anything were to happen, I'd kill everyone in this room and then myself.
I'm
Well,
just looking
okay.
straight at Walter, still a little sus that he looks a lot different. A lot.
Oh,
different
except
than
for
what he
except for I will say the only thing that never changes is the hat. The hat is like the only thing that stays pristine.
Oh yeah.
So it's just disheveled,
was.
destroyed
Disheveled
armor,
really good hat.
really nice, like wide brim hat.
I wanna roll something on this so bad.
Roll arcane.
Come on, baby needs a new pair of shoes. Nope. Don't know a goddamn.
Nothing. The small cat-like drake has absorbed your focus.
I wasn't even looking at the drink.
You are now.
that's too late. You are now.
It makes
I
it,
bet it.
it makes a small coo and just like a little in Sinar's arms, and that just immediately grabbed your attention.
One by one, I'm gonna slowly, starting with Baz, I'm gonna walk up. Thank you for everything that you have done, for helping me and my family when we needed it the most. I'm really appreciative. I'll walk up to take Baz's hands and kind of give them a gentle little shake, kind of the two hands clasped around two hands, kind of little old man shake. And then I'm gonna let go and slowly walk over to Monica and do the same thing. Thank you. Without your help, your
I'm gonna
amazing
assume
wisdom.
I'm gonna assume because of this roll, I'm just not even paying attention. I'm still just petting the dragon.
Looking at the dragon.
Yeah, you kind of snap back over to Walter as he kind of like takes your hands.
Just like yeah, okay. You pet the dragon
There's
again.
a baby.
There's a baby.
Gonna go over to Sinar and kind of one-handed reach out and with my strength just kind of give him a very good handshake and thank you. Your strength was invaluable. It was quite impressive.
He's got very strong grip for an old man.
Slowly make my way over to Ty. And I'm going to just stare him directly in the eyes, not saying anything for a moment. Reach out one hand like I did with Sinar. And
Yeah. Okay. I'll go to take the hand, fully expecting him to stab me in the chest or something.
he reaches out his hand. I'm going to grab it and start shaking his hand. Though I might not fully trust you yet, Elf, you were very impressive.
You too.
Although-
Walter.
I feel like you have a very interesting dislike for crossbows.
Wait, what?
Don't understand why.
You noticed, I see. Very perceptive of you.
Wait,
Um,
was that brought up last session?
no.
I don't
No,
think
it's
so.
just a thing we know.
Okay. Be careful not to use meta knowledge, okay?
No, I was
Yes.
making a joke because I did. Oh, darn it. Hold on. I'm pretty sure my camera just went out.
No, you're
Where did it go? Okay. Because
Oh, God.
I did use my crossbow in. I'm pretty sure I used my crossbow at least once in combat, or at least brought it out.
Yeah, but
I
I
think
think
you
Ty
brought
might
that-
have been a
you
little too
brought it out,
focused
yeah.
to shout how much he hates crossbows.
Yeah, so I'll take it. I'll take it. Yes.
But yeah, just still kind of giving him an eye, like not quite trusting yet.
Yeah, we just
I'm gonna-
stare at each other for a little bit.
I'm gonna walk back to my aunt and kind of put my arm out in a like a notion of kind of an
Yeah,
it's
got it.
okay type deal. Doggone it! Why? Why do you do this to me?
Do I get anything suspicious about this strange elven lady that he's with?
Roll me in insight.
Oh, okay. It takes me so long to find the skills on this list. 7.
No, you're too
Seems fine to
busy.
me.
You're too busy with the tension between you and Walter right now to really notice anything.
And also the dragon.
Also the twin.
Seems perfectly legit to me. A true elf.
Yeah. Biddies, thank you so much, Sunny Cappuccino.
There we go.
There you go.
Alright. Jeez, this camera, I swear. I just want to be comfy.
No,
I'm gonna walk over, like I said, put my hand out, kind of like ocean, telling her like not to do anything. And I'm gonna slowly like take off the hat, reverting back to the Walter that they recognize.
Walter the buff.
Walter the buff.
Yeah,
Man.
Walter the buff.
All right.
Ah,
You
I'm gonna look
guys-
at everyone. Should you have me? I have skills. Not as skilled as my father, but still skills nonetheless. Though I may not trust all of you, I hope that mistrust can grow to a great trust as I look directly at Tyrandel.
maybe we'll see.
I reach out my 2 hands to Sonar. May I?
I want to hold the baby.
No, give it back.
Me just sitting here trying to look up
Absolutely.
spells.
I
Sorry.
do have one small question, though.
Of course.
I'm gonna point to him and then kind of gesture to the side of him. Which one is your veal form?
In a way, they both are. One is just me aged the way that I should be. This one is me aged the way I am. As I have told your mother superior, I don't really know how it works with you all. I'm assuming one of you is her kid and the rest work for her. I really don't know how this works. I apologize.
Superior for most of us.
Fair enough. As I spoke with your superior last night, I'm not entirely, and I look over at the entire group, although I don't think that would be much of a problem, not entirely human anymore.
I see.
So I'll kind of look at Bull in a sort of, is he fucking undead kind of look.
she'll meet your gaze and just kind of like put up a hand to try to like gesture that you should calm down. It's not undead.
Okay.
She looks over to you, Walter. Bull does. If you don't mind, I did some research last night, as it is my purview to track down and maintain and monitor certain types of creatures within the walls of Emerilla. Am I too bold to assume that you might be hagborn?
Yeah, hagborn would be a word for it. Although I am not telling you which one of my aunts is the one who turned me.
Well, that's not exactly what I'm asking. but the flock of hair and the customs. I did some research into it last night to sort of pinpoint exactly what you are.
Well, you guessed right.
Now, you believe that you owe us a debt. And we happen to be in a position where having an additional sword or bow or crossbow would be beneficial to us. If you are to come into the fold of the Guard, if you are to wear its regalia, and if you are to uphold the law in Emerilla, I do have expectations of you. Not
Fair
only
enough.
will Tyrandel be your superior, but it will be up to him to make the calls whether or not that you belong in the Guard.
Fair enough.
So whatever mistrust or issues you may have with him, I suggest you get over them quickly.
Trust cannot be just freely given from him to me or for me to him, and I completely understand if he has misgivings toward me because of my misgivings toward him. As I said before, I hope, and I look back at him just kind of very quickly, I hope that eventually we can learn from each other. This isn't my usual area of expertise. Urban areas are not where I'm greatly familiar, but I'm sure that I can be of some assistance to everybody, as well as he could be of some assistance to me. Nobody stabs me. I don't stab anybody.
I'm going to be rather poignant about it. It's hard to trust that your group and your allies will have your back in the thick of it if, well, there's no trust to begin with. I understand that you just met this group, and I understand that you might have misgivings, but if you are going to be offering a debt, a sword, skills and means of combat, trust that this group has each other's back. And if you are unable to hold to that same standard, then this won't work out. You don't owe us a debt. I understand that culturally you believe that you do. But you joining us today is a volunteer.
Well, trust that as a knight, when I say that I will not stab somebody, I mean I will not stab anybody. If Tyrandel were to say, Walter, this man will be taken in alive, no ifs, ands, no buts, then this man will be taken unalive, no ifs, ands, no buts. And if somebody were to step out of line and try to kill the individual, it'll be my back that they're hitting, not the individual's. If Tyrandel is to be my superior, then what he says goes. Whether I trust him or not should not impact if I can follow orders.
All right.
Again,
I can work
Tyrandel
with
says,
that.
although the Dragonborn might interest me a little more, me and him will probably be spending a lot of one-on-one time. Dragons are kind of a hobby of mine.
Can I hold the baby?
Baz just like finally like crumbles. You see them
I
getting
swear to God,
getting
Baz.
more and more just like quivery lipped, just watching, eyes focused on the small baby dragon just eventually breaking through. Can I hold the baby?
Do you want to hold him awake or asleep?
It
Yes.
doesn't matter. I just want to hold him.
Reach over and hold out her to Babs. Or to Baz. Babs. Why do I do that?
Very similar name.
Yeah.
Very similar name. The small, dark brown skinned drake with the buddings of thick firm scales just sort of coming through their neck and back now, looks up to you and just kind of tilts its head to the side.
Sweet baby.
Broken.
I
That's
don't-
like baby holding the little dragon, like, ooh, little baby.
I don't know if like Discord's noise cancellation is like, I'm trying to do like little growls for the dragon. I don't know if Discord's noise cancellation is like totally cucking me on that or not.
Yeah.
I think it is, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. Chat will
Um,
hear it. Stream hears it. YouTube will hear it.
If we're all done with the meeting here, I think we have a lot of work to do.
Yes, you all have paperwork. Some of you have to fill out incident reports for yesterday, and some of you have to fill out waivers and such for joining the guard.
I'll do my paperwork tonight.
I'm gonna walk over to her. Now you stay with your new friend. I will come back and pick you up later.
Her turns around to look at you and just kind of like head tilt to the side, but there's a bit of understanding there, as it gives a nod. Lets out a little bit of a not a screechy yawn, but like a squeaky yawn, and then nestles back into Baz. I think now would be an excellent time to call for a break. Yeah?
Cool.
I think it would be a good idea.
Alright, it's about 1:40 Eastern Standard Time, so we'll come back at 1:50, okay?
Okay,
Alright.
sounds good.
Where I still have lost cursor privileges, can one of my mods please, server deafen me, please?
Bet.
Thanks. Alright, folks, we are going to BRB. I suddenly have a cursor again. Thank you. Okay, we'll be right back. We'll be back in about 10. Alrighty, and we are getting ready to come back, folks. Thank you so much for being patient with us as we took a little break. I have cursor privileges again, so that's nice. Let's go back to the RP. I've been server muted. Spectacular. Let's see if I can undo that.
Oh.
I can't.
No,
Oh,
stop!
no.
Stop!
There we
Stop pressing everything.
What?
Oh,
Everyone clicking on the buttons all the time.
forgot to undo my camera cap.
I
Hold on.
see.
It's coming. There we go. Stream's
I'm
always a bit
assumed
late.
to a stream near you.
What is?
Everything.
Oko, you are deafened.
Yeah,
by the
okay,
way.
you
not deafened,
muted
muted.
yourself.
What?
Hello?
There.
Welcome back, Oko.
Meh. Alright,
Glad to have you here.
so, first and foremost,
How was the
Uh,
break? Wait,
how
is
was-
everybody here?
yeah, everybody's
Yeah.
here.
Okay, good.
I don't think it's going to play into effect right now, but
Oh.
congrats on level 8, everybody.
Level 8. Oh,
Nice.
Man, I was
Okay,
just
I'm
talking
not
about
I'm not
looking
doing
at
it now.
feet, too.
No, I'm not doing it now because I want to
You
beat.
don't have to do it
I don't
right
know what I
now,
wanna do.
but I imagine there's just going to be a lot more roleplay and whatnot today. But, Walter, as
I
you
know,
get brought into the fold of the guard, you're given a uniform and whatnot that fits you and will fit comfortably with your armor. Everyone else, as you're filling out incident reports from yesterday and poring over, Bull gave you guys a list of missing persons as soon as you mentioned that your sister was missing, Ilariel.
Yep.
And poring over the reports and such, you notice that most of the names on these extended missing persons were people who were trapped in the mirror dimension. There are still a few outliers, which means there are still some people who are unaccounted for.
Presumed dead, I suppose. If they weren't there.
Yeah, some of them have been missing, I think, because these are extended missing persons cases. Some of these folks have been missing for, you know, I meant to before. I should have looked this up before we started again.
That's okay.
For about 2 months.
Oh wow. Yeah, they're probably dead.
I mean, from what we know, they were carried off, not necessarily killed.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
there's a
If
slight
I-
chance.
If I try and remember back to when we entered and walked down the hallway towards the music, was it just a straight corridor, or were there corridors off to the side of it, and we just happened to follow the music?
It was a straight corridor, and you happened to follow the music. You imagine that a lot of the traversing
Okay.
that happened in that realm was done through mirrors. Some of the mirrors in the realm probably could have connected to other parts of the mirror dimension.
Yeah.
Or to other parts of the world. I mean, you know it connected to other parts of the world, given the interesting combination of people who you found there.
Yes. Yeah, it's a very interesting combination. Okay. I was just I was only asking because maybe some of the people were just in like a different room and we didn't take long enough to explore because we were being fucked.
Phrasing?
No, well, we were.
Hi.
Alright.
So, if anyone starts moaning about the paperwork this time, I'll be really upset with you. This is important, okay?
I hate
Baz.
paperwork.
Az is too busy with the baby.
Yeah, Baz isn't really focusing on their paperwork.
Fucking dragon.
They have the dragon on their desk and just kind of playing with the dragon.
Baz,
Az will even go as far as to find little scraps of food to give to the baby.
I should specify it is a drake, so no wings.
Yes.
Yet.
yet. Okay, fair enough.
It can get to a large size. So
Christ.
Little
The difference
scaly
between small baby and big baby.
yeah.
light.
Yeah.
Soon.
Yeah. When it's big enough to stand on you, we've got a problem.
No,
I
it's
don't
just-
know.
It's just writable. It's just writable. That's all it is.
Guys, you need to do that paperwork.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Are you even listening?
Uh-huh, yeah.
I don't feel like you are.
And now we've looped right back around to the creepy
He's
stuff.
so cute.
Oh, Mike. Get it done by the end of the day, Baz.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
And when they haven't done it, I'll end up doing it for them.
As per always.
As the usual.
The huge. You don't have Herbert picking up the slack here.
Yep. And do everyone's bloody
I'm
paperwork.
getting the paperwork done and out of the way as soon as possible.
Ooh, okay. Monica got a hot date, or
No, Monica is going to the academy to go research healing spells.
oh,
Need to... Yeah, I
So-
want to run a
so-
few errands, but...
So Ty's gonna be watching me just furiously just filling
just-
stuff in and be like, here, done, bye.
Wow. Efficient. Okay.
Little does he know, it's not totally efficient. It's just done.
Yeah. So I'll thumb through it. Is it right?
you go through and there's some spelling mistakes.
Okay, that's fine. I can live with that.
The handwriting was very hastily done, so some words are take a few times to go over it before you can actually read it. It will do. Not quite to your standard.
It's a C, I suppose. Oh, hello. I think they're numbers in schools now, aren't they? So it's probably like a 7.
All right. Monica, you said you wanted to go to the Institute of Knowledge, was it?
Yes, I
Now-
am going to.
Out of game purposes, are you having this just be a fluff for you to essentially switch some spells around? Because I think druids, you can choose your spells every day.
Yep.
Pretty
every long rest.
Yeah.
Pretty much learning what spells I can use and just, kind of figuring out what I'm going to use for the day.
Okay. Okay.
Which shouldn't take that long.
No, it shouldn't take that long. You go to the academy, which you've been to once or twice before with Herbert. You go in and you see the large, impressive tree that's growing out of the fountain in the center, and the bookshelves that line from the floor to the ceiling along all the walls. It's a little quieter right now. There are a few people walking around as you start going in. You see a familiar purple tiefling who looks over her shoulder and kind of catches you for a moment before going back to putting books on the shelf.
I forgot her name.
That's very in character
Sarah.
for
Sarah.
Monica. Do you call it to her, or are you just remembering her name?
Hi, Sarah.
She,
Actually, I will call out to her and ask for help in finding knowledge.
okay. You see her two pointed ears. So she's got, her ears are a little interestingly shaped. They curve back a little bit like elf ears, but there's like a second prong that comes off under that first, long cartilage. Her ears kind of twitch for a moment as she looks over to you. Oh, it starts with an M. Don't tell me. Margaret?
Close enough. It's Monica.
Monica. Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's fine.
What brings you by to the Institute today?
I need to do research on certain healing spells I'm capable of because I need to change some things around so I could, help out the team after last thing because I didn't necessarily hurt them. The thing of me hurt them, and yes.
That sounds long and complicated. Sorry, what spells were you looking for?
Stuff like cure wounds, healing word, and the
healing
like.
arts. Follow me.
Yes.
And she finishes putting some books back on the shelf before leading you down to a well-lit alcove with various leather-bound tomes on the walls, and she pulls out a few of them, bringing them into her arms before kind of glancing over her shoulder again at you. What is your school of magic? What
Do
is
I-
your study, your focus? Where do you draw your arcane talents from?
From my, I'd assume I know my druidic nature as well as, I guess, the stars.
Druidic nature, and you came to the Institute of Knowledge instead of the Druid's Grove.
I still don't know the city that well.
Ah, that's fair.
You know.
If you ever need, just go to the large tree and vine-covered dome in Midtown.
Understandable. But
She
thank you for your help.
she takes a few steps forward on cloven hooves, and she places the books in your arms. These should be a good place to start. Is there anything
Thank
else
you very much.
needed?
I think that should be it, unless there's like I know it's like an off chance, but any kind of things explaining the starry nature of my abilities, which is probably a low chance of anything there.
I could definitely bring over some astrology tomes, some constellation studies, passing of the stars.
That
Star
would be a start.
maps?
Thank you.
Okay. And she leaves you at that table there and walks off before eventually coming back and bringing you a few other tomes, leather-bound tomes, some with constellations embossed into the leather, so on and so forth.
And then this is the first time Monica goes to the books hard.
She goes sit down and study.
Monica gotta learn.
All right. Going back to the group, did anyone else had anything that they needed to do? I know Ty mentioned needing to run some errands.
Yeah. I want to go shopping, actually.
Before you guys are done paperwork, well, after Monica leaves because she fucking did that quickly, there is a knock at the door.
I just look at the door, and then everybody else. Is anybody else gonna get it?
Get it.
Okay, I'll get it. And
Oh,
I'll cautiously approach the door, because it might be a mirror person, or an undead.
Oh my god.
We found
oh.
Tyrandel's mirror person. Get him!
And I'll open the door cautiously, but not to let the person know that I'm on guard. So like with an average speed,
Okay.
you know.
So Tyrandel's normal speed.
Yeah, an average speed. Yeah.
All right. As you open the door, you look down and your eyes meet the smaller, plump frame of Liza. As she looks up to you, she's got a wooden crate in her arms in front of her. Hi, Bull sent for these? And she hands the crate towards you.
Thank you. I'll take the crate off of her. Did you say what's in it? Though I think I already know.
It should be healing potions.
Ah, yes. Marvelous. Thank you, Liza.
No, no problem. And she kind of scuttles off back towards her own duties.
Ah, good. We got the healing potions from Bull. I'll go and set the crate on my desk.
Yeah. There are 5 normal healing potions.
Nice.
So you guys allocate those however you wish.
Evenly.
Sounds good.
So,
Well, I vote for evenly.
I think I'm
Yours.
still getting dressed, so
Yeah, you might
Yeah,
still be getting dressed.
Realistically, I'm not even going to vote for evenly. I'm just going to take them around and give one to each person. But Monica's not here, so I'll hold on to theirs until I see them next.
thank you, 8th level. 2 points into dexterity. I'm at positive. I'm not at negative.
Oh my god, poor thing. Alright. So now that you guys have the health potions, Walter, I'll say that you're done getting dressed at this point, and you are brought to the office, where you see 3 empty chairs, because Monica is currently gone. 2 of the desks have personal effects on them. One of them is cleared.
So where am I setting down my effects to start working?
Take the take the empty desk over there. It belonged to a recently departed colleague.
It would make sense for the dark side kind of.
My condolences.
He's not
No, no,
dead.
they're not dead. They
Well, I'll be honest. Their powers are just
moved
more offensive.
moved on for personal reasons.
Oh. Understood? Alright.
As you start making your way towards that desk, her peeks up from their little cat nap on Baz's desk and looks over and immediately gets up on all fours and rushes over towards you, climbing up your pant leg up on your back until resting on your shoulder. He rubs his little head into your cheek.
Were you a good boy? Yes, you were a good boy. You were a good boy. Who's a good boy?
I would do the purrs and murs, but apparently you guys don't hear them, so meh.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Everyone else can.
The moment's passed. I'm not doing them.
I'll go over to Baz and I'll put my hands on their shoulders while they're sitting down. It's like, how's the paperwork going, Baz?
What paperwork?
That all this paperwork on the. Is that what you were screwing up and throwing for the dragon? We'll talk about this later.
There's a few crumpled balls of paper on the floor in front of Baz's desk.
I'm gonna look over to Tyrandel's desk and see if he's still doing his paperwork.
I think time might be done at this point if Monica was able to quickly get hers done.
Yeah, all close to finish at least. And I'll take the healing potion over to Walter. So this is from Bull. She discussed getting us healing potions earlier. So this one is yours.
I'm gonna reach up and take it, and much appreciated.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll serve us well as you.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm going to go back to my desk.
Baz will sadly look at the dragon on the other desk and like grab their pen and slowly start doing their paperwork.
I'm gonna keep an eye on Tyrandel, and whenever I think that he's gonna start doing paperwork in Draconic, I'm gonna start whispering to her to go over and do the cat thing where they lay on your keyboard.
Her perks up. He's basically like lounged over your neck at this point on either shoulder. And as you start whispering, perks the head up and just looks over to Tyrandel, slinks off of your shoulder, makes his way from the desk onto the floor, and then pops up on a Ty's desk.
Don't worry, as long as you don't say the magical word in Draconic, he should be fine. He shouldn't attack or anything like that.
I don't speak in Draconic that often. I usually prefer to just use Common.
Oh, then there's nothing you could worry about.
Once I've moved my papers around several times, I'll just stand up and lean on the wall and do the finishing parts of the papers. How close do we all sit to each other, by the way?
You know what? Now that I know to do battle maps in The Sims, I might just use The Sims to put together like a representation of your guys' office at some point.
Wait, The Sims?
Yeah! Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, I peeked my microphone. I was bitching about doing the battle map for your guys' next mystery, and I forget who mentioned it in voice chat in the Discord, but they were like, my DM just uses The Sims, and I'm like, why didn't I think of that? So, yeah, I did your guys' next battle map in The Sims.
That's actually quite clever.
It's quite clever, and I'm really mad I didn't think about it sooner.
Yeah, just like, whoever said that idea, you're fantastic.
Yeah.
It's a really clever idea.
Yeah, wait until you guys see the next battle map.
Yeah, I'm hella excited.
Fancy.
Alright. Paperwork gets done. It is probably about 3 p.m. for you guys. So shops are still open and such, but it's nearing the end of day of office hours for you all.
I'm assuming midway through the thing, I went to the druid place.
Oh, you actually wanted to go to the Druid's Grove?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
since Monica has not visited that place since the whole entirety of being a druid.
It's like all your years here.
This place exists?
Yeah, don't you all remember going to Runda and we're talking about getting druids to go and help Runda mend the fences with the Fae Guard? That just
I mean,
was all gone.
I remember the event,
Yeah,
but
just
as
just
a
gone.
character, I was a distracted person.
Yes, you all never went to the Druid's Grove.
Nope.
No. Poor Runda's still waiting on the Druid reinforcements.
I certainly didn't go to the Druid's Grove.
Well, look what I'm doing now. Wait, never.
Yeah. It's like 16 days later, or possibly even 6 months later, as it
Oh
probably is.
no, it's been like months.
Yeah, it's been months.
ages.
I'm gonna be 100% honest. I did not prepare for you guys to go to the Druid's Grove today. I prepared for something completely different. So, I might request that you put off going to the Druid's Grove until next time.
I mean, it's more or less just me just asking about certain druid things. It's
sure.
nothing special.
All right. Well, if you want a super loosey-goosey rundown. There we go. We'll change up the music.
Oh.
As you go to Midtown, you're almost baffled that you didn't notice it sooner, but a large dome that stands taller than a lot of the houses in the area that it's currently in. Remember that Emerilla is circular, so it's entirely possible you spend a lot of your time on the other side of the city. You see trees with thick, winding roots curving upwards to help create this dome. This isn't really foliage over a dome. This is a dome created from flora. Long hanging vines just kind of like brush past your shoulder as you make your way into the opening there, and you see a plethora of people walking around. You see animals walking around. You as you walk by, you hear rustling in the trees above you, and you look up and you see a green and moss colored cougar kind of like looking down at you with a glowing reflection in their eyes as they blink.
Wait, moss covered? Gookie?
No, it's a green skin moss covered. Gookie took on white skin moss covered. But yes,
I'm not here right now. Can I take a message?
But yeah, the cougar just kind of blinks for a moment before looking away from you and like rolling over on the branch that it's resting on. You could probably suspect that figure is a druid in themselves. You catch a few eyes, as you aren't really the normal type of person who enters the Druid Grove. You hear some faint whispers from people as you pass, but you're not quite sure that they're actually speaking about you or if they're just having hushed conversations.
It's definitely about me.
You see a few thatch homes and homes made from the trees themselves, also in this grove. It's a very thick canopy above you, protecting everyone here from the sun. Little bits of sunlight eventually pour their way in as you're walking your way through. But everything about this grove almost feels alive. There's no stone paths. There's no metals. It's grass and moss on the floor beneath you, or on the ground beneath you. Since we're quickly doing this, because I didn't technically prepare NPCs, I'll just say that you find somebody and express that you're here for learning on healing arts. And the person you flagged down, a taller human gentleman, walks you over to a class that's taking place under a willow tree near a pond. And there you see a woman with thick, unruly red hair that stands probably about a good foot away from her face on either side. Still long enough, though, that it goes down her back. She's wearing thick green shawls and a rather tattered and well-used long skirt, but that doesn't hide the bare feet that are stuck into the dirt that she stands on, as she is instructing a class on healing arts to a group of people in front of her of various ages and races. They're all sitting on the ground and trying to take in this information. You've got some people laying on their backs as other people are hovering over them and doing their best to manipulate their own arcane and ether abilities to help heal any smaller or minor ailments that they have.
Hello.
I imagine the instructor kind of like looks up and locks eyes with you and doesn't even stop her sentence for a moment, but you see her hand reach over towards you and just kind of gesture for a spot, gesturing for you to sit down. And not the class doesn't even skip a beat. You are welcomed in quickly and effortlessly. You get somebody, a young furball, who kind of just sits next to you and just kind of places their hands out towards you, asking if it's okay if they help practice some arcane healing arts on you.
Sure.
Okay. The young furball, who can barely see past the hair in front of their eyes, just gives a wide grin, and they reach forward with their large fur-covered mitts, and they place them on your arm, and you feel a warmth rush from their hands and into your arms. Though you weren't really missing any health points going into this, you do trust that this is healing magic.
Yeah. In return, because I was looking all this stuff up while we were having that conversation earlier, I'm going to cast Cure Wounds, but like I guess instead of the normal where you'd see radiant light, instead you see stars like surrounding, where just like stars like going up his arm and stuff and surrounding him as I heal him with Cure Wounds.
He looks bewildered and enthralled with the stars as you cast the spell on him. And yeah, I would like to say that this is something that helps put you to ease. This class seems warm and welcoming, and you don't feel like an outsider here. You almost feel like this is a group that you could probably become very comfortable with. Not to make assumptions or anything, but I'm doing my best to create a very welcoming environment.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
And I assume I'm just gonna like basically practice there for the day and also work on my actual druid crafting.
Yeah, if you wanted to stick around for the day, you'll find that there's a plethora of communities, all just kind of like speculating and practicing and doing their own thing. You've got a lot of younger folks learning the very beginnings of druidic arts, particularly druid craft and other cantrips of the like.
And I'm assuming at some point I have to like meet up with the group at some point. So I'm just gonna like, I guess send Ty a message or sending spell saying, message spell, I'm not that. Sending spell saying, where would y'all like to meet once the, I guess, guard tower hours are over or whatever?
Do we need to meet after guard tower hours? I mean, oh fuck! I forgot to count my words.
I mean,
you have 7.
I'll just leave it as that. I don't talk much. Are we supposed to be meeting after hours?
No, but I would like to have a small conversation with you regarding what happened in the mirror dimension.
How about Noodles Noodles?
Sure. You also probably have a health potion for me.
One
Oh yes, I do actually.
second. I'm gonna let you guys RP. I think my cat is in the cupboard again. I'm just gonna blip. You guys keep RPing.
Okay.
Don't worry, Bubble. I'm keeping your count for you.
Okay, good.
It's okay. It resets every time we answer each other. So
I know. That's why every
Good.
time you answer,
Alright,
I
need
start
you to,
over.
I need you to send me another message.
I did. I said you probably have a healing potion for me. That bull, distributed for us.
Okay. Yes, I do. How? 7.
Sure. I'm in the
8,
middle of.
7:30.
Sure. I'm just finishing up learning. More things to potentially help the team after witnessing what I truly am capable of and the lack of the knowledge on my arts.
Good. I'm very proud. I have some stuff to do. I'll catch up with you later.
Alright, we'll see you at 7.
Alrighty, so
7:30.
Ty, we're just looking at the Ty is just very bad with time commitments.
Oh,
Yeah, but
I
I'm
will.
always
I
there
will
when I
send
say
him.
I'll be there.
Oh, once 7 o'clock hits, he's getting a message every second.
Oh, jeez.
So I'm very bad at deciding on a time, but I'm always there when the time is set.
Yeah, I
Really?
set the time. It's not him setting the time.
Alrighty. So what is it that everybody wanted to do?
Unless somebody else has anything that they want to do, because I'm still thinking a little bit.
That is still
Um,
supple.
but I know
I
some of the things
do-
I want to do. Unless anyone else
Yeah.
wants to go first.
I'd like to do just something very minor, very quick.
Okay.
Back in the time period that this is set, do we have like cork boards?
You know what? I'll say that you have corkboards.
Cool. I want to set up like an evidence board, and I want to write down all the things we know so far. That's being the name of the the name of the maker,
entity of the town.
assumedly, yeah. And
Alrighty.
the name of, I want to write down the name of the seller, the maker of the mirrors, assumedly, or at least the alias they go under. And I also want to write down the name of the place that that we know that the mirrors were bought in. One of them being Devcast.
Okay. I've put both the name and the place that the mirrors were imported from in the Discord.
Cool, sweet. Thank you very much. And I will go ahead and make a note of that right this second.
Okay.
And I'm just going to keep that up there just in case we ever need to refer to it.
Alright.
I'm going to ask Baz what their favorite color is.
Purple.
It's always purple.
Dang it.
Good choice.
Dang it, can't do that. I can do blue.
Close to purple, right?
That's as close as I can get. That's all I'm gonna ask. I'm just gonna be like, what's your favorite color? And then once I get the purple, I'm gonna be like, shit. Then turn and just walk away.
There we go.
Okay. So I want to visit a man named Desmond.
You want to go to Enchanting
There.
Enchantments?
Yes.
Okay.
So I would like, on the walk there, I will have this image in my head of what I want, because Desmond is a man who likes a custom order. He's always very happy when Herbert gives him a custom order, you see, because he likes a challenge.
Yeah.
And this isn't a challenge, but I don't really know that, not being a massively magically inclined character.
Okay.
So I want a nice, like, ornate ball type thing, or 2 of them more specifically, because I want him to make out of them like a pair of sending stones that the messages can go back and forwards. So I
Sorry,
want him
you.
to make me some sending stones,
You
but I
want
don't want them to
sending
just be a
stones.
rock.
Okay.
I want
Oh,
them to
gotcha,
be
gotcha.
something a little nicer. Like, Not two pairs of sending stones, two stones that work as sending stones, but I don't want them to be rocks.
Okay, so you just want essentially a walkie-talkie system, like one stone sends only to that other stone and nowhere else. You don't want a fancy sending device like what Baz and Monica has. You just want two stones. Or not stones, but devices that link up to each other.
Yes, because I feel that that's less money, and I'm frugal with my finances. I feel like that's less money than having two of a fancy thing that can reach out all over the place. So yes, I want it to be like a glorified walkie-talkie that's in like a nice stone, like probably green, like a nice green stone, like an emerald, but without the hefty cost that comes with an emerald. Unless that's not so much, because I don't know how much an emerald is in this world.
Okay.
So after I explain all this to Desmond,
1 second.
you think you can do it?
1 second. I need to do a smidge of research first.
I realize this is possibly a difficult ask, Desmond. I don't specifically need the other stone to look nice. Just the one specifically, unless they have to be a pair of the same thing.
All right.
The other one can be a rock that I can pull from the ground outside if you want.
As you go in, you see Desmond coming from the back room, and you see him kind of like carrying something. With your passive insight, you'll notice that there's a bit of fatigue on his face. And as he places kind of like a heavier box on the counter, he just kind of like takes a moment and like stretches back and like tries to stretch out his arms a little bit. And he just looks over to you. Oh, hi, Ty. He like adjusts his glasses for a moment. What can I do for you today?
Is everything all right? You seem tired.
Yeah, I'm sore, and he starts like stretching his arms again. Picked up a new workout routine. The thin, noodly arms, you know.
It doesn't look like it's doing you well yet.
Yeah, maybe I'll stop it.
No. Maybe you just need to build up to it instead of going at it full force right off the bat. Have you done working out in the past? Like any training at all?
Not the way I did it yesterday. But yeah.
I see.
Yeah. What would you like?
Well, anyway.
Goes on to explain the sending stones.
Yeah, and then I go on to explain everything to Desmond that I want, even though I know he knows what I want, because he's Desmond and he'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So he kind of like
So
ponders for a moment.
That's possible, Desmond.
Well, it's absolutely possible. Something like that, however, with the enchantments, would cost about 2,000 gold pieces. Meanwhile, and I understand if you totally want to do this sending stone idea. The devices that both Baz and Monica have cost about 5,000 gold pieces, and they can sending to anybody. They're not limited to the recipient of the other stone, but like at the same time, like with the devices that you want, you could probably use some espionage things maybe and set one up in like a location to like make a distraction or something. I can see the uses for the two devices.
Well, I mean, I had does one necessarily, you know, work better than the other one? Like,
Do you
is
want
there
my
is there
personal
limited
opinion?
uses
No,
to
there's not
either of these
limited.
things?
So, the $5,000 device, or 5,000 gold device, allows you to send to anybody whom you've met before, or anybody you've seen before. It's not limited in who it can send to, but the two devices that you're talking about only link up with each other. So you can only correspond with the other person who's holding that other device.
I see. Now, I don't. Yes, I don't specifically want it for me to send out, I suppose. I want it for someone to send in.
Oh, I mean, if that's the case, then like having the two devices would definitely work.
Yeah, I'll take I'll take the two devices. Well, I'll have you make them for me because I assume you don't have them in
Well, I have
the
them in
building,
their
right?
traditional form. I have the sending stones, but you wanted something a little different.
Yeah. It's something nice, like a nice object with that enchantment on it. Only one of the objects has to be nice. The other one doesn't matter because the other one's just for me. So it doesn't really matter what that one looks like.
Well, it sounds like you have somebody in mind. Who are you gifting it to, or giving it to, or selling it to, or what? Who's the
No, it's not
intended
relevant.
recipient?
Not relevant, Desmond.
But no, it's not. I just we could do it in like a brooch, or maybe like a bracelet, or a necklace, or
If you could do the other one that's not the nice green stone in a brooch, so I could pin it with all of my other ones.
yeah, I could do one in a brooch. What did you want the
Okay,
other one to
good.
be?
Lightsaber doesn't really matter how you.
I want it. I want it to be like a nice, you know, like how a diamond looks, a big diamond when it's cut into that diamond shape that goes in a ring.
A princess cut, yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Sure. That. I don't want it to be as expensive as a huge diamond like that because I'm not made of money, Desmond. But green, like a nice green.
And you just
So
want
like
a gem?
not like a ruby.
You
Yeah,
emerald?
yeah.
You don't,
Yeah. I don't know how much
or a
an emerald
malachite or a jade or.
Well, I don't know how much an emerald of that size is. Or an emerald that has the capacity to hold such enchantments like that.
The cost is coming from the enchantment, so you don't have to worry about what visage it takes on. But yeah, you just want a gem to be the other to be the other end of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you can get somebody to make a stand for it, so it looks like a nice ornament piece, you know.
Okay.
Is this okay?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
is this too much? Is this too much work or?
No. I can do it.
Okay.
Okay. So one as a brooch and one as a green gem in a stand.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. That will take probably about 3 days to put together.
That's fine. It's not an enormous rush, but I would like it as soon as you can do it. But there's not really a time constraint on it as such.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll pay for it now because apparently I carry all of my gold around with me like everybody else does.
All right. 2,000 gold pieces.
Oh, no, that's wrong. That's the maths instead. And I don't suppose you can enchant armors, right? Or
so long
have
as...
a set that is enchanted that would be.
I do have a set that is currently enchanted. It's this set over here, and he comes out from behind the desk and he shows you a set of leather armor on the on a display stand in on one of the tables in kind of like the center of the room. And you see the scales of this leather armor are rounded, and you see that there's iconography of waves and whatnot in the pauldrons and along the bottom. And he just kind of like dusts off the front of the armor for a brief moment. This is mariner's armor. It helps you swim better.
Right. I'll be honest with you, Desmond. I don't do much swimming in the center of Emerilla.
Sorry, you asked if I had um if I had enchanted armor.
Yeah. I realized what I said. Do you have anything that would be more suited for protection instead of increasing my swimming ability in the middle of a city?
Okay, well, if you have finely crafted armor, I could definitely put in almost any enchantment that you want.
Okay. So Magnus was apparently not feeding me lies. He was indeed correct that this armor is not capable of an enchantment. Correct.
Credit where it's due.
No.
This is some armor that the last guy was stabbed in from the guard tower. So
Oh, yeah,
it's
no.
probably not gonna hold the enchantment, is it?
No, it needs to be finely crafted. It needs to be brand new and finely crafted.
Okay. All right. Maybe I'll.
If you
Okay, I'll
wanted,
have to invest in
though,
that first
I could be the middle, or I could negate the middleman. If you wanted to put in a request, I could go and procure leather armor to the standard needed.
Huh. How much is armor that will some preferably studded armor that will give me a little bit of a extra protective bonus?
Well, depending on how protective you want it to be, it could be 1,500 gold pieces, or it could be 5,000 gold pieces.
Okay. I mean that's some money, Desmond.
Meta knowledge plus 1 studded leather armor is 1,500 gold pieces. Plus 2 is 5,000 gold pieces.
Ignore what I'm rolling.
Okay.
Okay. I'll hold on the armor for now. Possibly until next payday, and then I will come back. I don't want you to waste the time making something that I can't sensibly afford right now.
Okay.
So thank you for your time. It'll be just the stone and brooch set today. And I'll leave you about your day. Thank you.
Okay. He kind of like... Desmond is always an awkward, stammery person. So as you kind of like, I'll leave you about your day, he just kind of like does a small meek wave and just kind of like slowly makes his way back to the behind the counter.
I should have asked him what was in the box. I go back inside.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box,
In the
Desmond? Is there
box.
anything new for stock in the box?
Stocks in the box.
Is it a mirror by any chance?
No. Somebody came by and bought 5 health potions today, so I'm putting more on the shelf.
Oh,
How much of the hell?
fair enough. Don't know who that was. Okay.
Don't know who
See you
that
later,
was.
Desmond.
Someone.
All I can imagine is just he goes back in there one more time. Also, recommendation: if you've got any imported mirrors from Devcast, break them.
yeah.
Smash 'em to
If you happen to
pieces.
buy a mirror from Devcast, turn it to face the wall and don't look in it.
Do you actually do that?
Yeah, I go back in again.
Okay.
Also, Desmond,
You catch him like in the middle of like putting a health potion on the shelf. He just kind of like looks back over to you.
do you happen to have a mirror at home?
Yes.
Good. Good. Most people do have a mirror in their house.
Most
Is it a
people
new
do.
purchase by any chance? Does it have? And I'll describe the rune that we've seen and the name, which is Alexander Skarsgård.
Yeah.
Yep.
Does it have this written on it?
You notice a little peak in his eyebrow for a moment, but he just looks aside. No, mine's a pretty basic mirror. It's old. I'm pretty sure it was there when I moved in.
Okay. note, I suppose. If you happen to if you happen to buy a new mirror, don't get one from him. They're having a recall on product at the moment because they're not fit for consumer use. So just don't buy one. And if you know anybody that has one, get them to notify the guard, and we'll come and collect it and deal with the acquisition of new mirrors for those people. Have a nice day, Desmond, and then I'll leave.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Then he's gonna walk right back in and go, "Oh yeah, I forgot.
What
You're
more
beautiful."
thing?
Take 5 health potions.
Yes, it's like, I'll carry on down the street. It's like, yeah, I did a good thing today. Gotta
Desmond's
support a local
awkwardness is
business.
only challenged by Ty's awkwardness.
It's a whole new level of awkward.
I did a good thing today. Got to support a local business.
Ah, yes, ultimate awkward, the new Final Fantasy fight.
Awkward ultimate. Sorry.
And by the time the enormous queue is probably out of the door, because I've been in there for the last 45 minutes upsetting Desmond.
Okay.
I guess I'll go to the noodle shop for Monica.
I will also remind you all, in the Discord there is a tab called Enchanting Enchantments, which are some items that are currently listed there and their costs. So if you ever wanted to procure one of those items, they should be considered as in stock in Desmond's shop. I'll add
need more
health
money.
potions there. Oh no, is everyone running broke?
Oh, I'm just frugal with my finances and don't wanna be overspending, you know.
I see.
I'm saying that the one thing that I'm saying that for the one thing that I want to get.
That shield.
Is it the floating shield?
Yeah.
No, it's not the floating shield. It's the spell cutter.
The what?
The enchantment on the sword. The dispel enchantment on the sword.
Yes. Gotcha.
I remember now.
All right. Bleh.
Yep.
Baz and Walter, we haven't really done, and Sinar, we haven't really done a whole lot with you three. Did anyone want to do anything before Noodles Noodles?
I
yeah.
want.
No, go ahead.
I was
My
just gonna say,
my thing's small, so.
Okay.
Oh no, if your thing's small, go ahead. You do it first.
Okay. I guess on my way to Noodles Noodles, I am going to, because I've had a long rest, I can do this once per long rest. I'm going to change hers color to be kind of like a dark blue, and with that, because it says that like the color changes with their breath weapons, so because he would be a blue dragon, it would be lightning now.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I can only do that once per long rest unless I spend a spell point or a spell slot.
Alrighty. If that is everything for you, Sinar.
I would like to go talk to Commander Bull.
Oh, okay. Once all your paperwork is done, and Monica's been long
Yes.
gone at this point, and Tyrandel has gone off to go run some errands, you can find Bull in her office. You see a few books open in front of her and a few papers in front of her as well. And she looks up as you make your presence known.
Hello, sorry for. Sorry, I hope I'm not interrupting, am I?
Nope, just doing some more research, especially if any of these mirrors are tied to DevCast. I have to pour through the laws and see if there's anything we can do. Maybe send some folks over there, or... It's a long paper trail. Hi, welcome to Distraction. What can I do for you?
And speaking of DevCast, in fact, I was thinking that the best thing that we could probably do would be to go there ourselves, since we were the ones who, to discover it, we probably had the most viable information out of anyone. And since you're researching the laws of DevCast, I'm assuming you had the idea of that as well.
I had a feeling one of you might bring it up.
Well, what do you recommend?
I recommend that we get all of those mirrors out of Emerilla, which we're currently in the process of doing.
Textures.
And that's pretty much our jurisdiction at that point. Going to DevCast would be following a tie that you guys would have no legal precedent to do anything with in DevCast. Unfortunately, our laws and our sect of the Guard they're not the same. They're not joined. Your guys' legal obligation and legal power here do not hold in DevCast.
No, absolutely, absolutely.
You would be going as
Which is fine.
disgruntled tourists.
Right, I see, I see. Well, that's the reason why I came here. If there's anything else I can do, just let us know.
Understood. If you do all end up wanting to follow this thread, though, I'm sure you all have earned a vacation.
So on the topic
Perhaps.
of romanceable companions.
Perhaps.
Sorry. While you are having this very serious conversation, my husband pipes up. So on the topic of romanceable companions. I don't know if you guys heard it at all.
Yep. And I know what
I
he's
heard him talk, but I didn't hear what he said.
I know what he's playing too, so I'm pretty sure I know of at least one of the romanceable companions that he's talking about.
Oh boy. Okay, sorry. Back into it.
No. No worries, no worries. So, let's just say we were all to just take a random vacation to DevCast. That would mean that we would have, as far as you're concerned, no ties to Emerilla, is that right? Or is it specifically the Royal Guard or the investigatory team?
Again, you would be going to DevCast as tourists.
Yes.
I'm not going to lie with how long it takes to get to and from DevCast. I'm a little nervous at the idea of Emerilla being without its top investigators for a minimum of 7 weeks.
Minimum of 7 weeks. Alright. 7 weeks is a long time.
It is.
She's 18 enough with Japanese.
And unfortunately, we don't really have any reliable means of teleportation there, which would be a little more instantaneous.
Maybe we
That
do
would
know
be
someone.
That fucking firm lip from fucking Ty over there.
What are you talking about?
I might have an idea that we could be in and out in a certain time, so that would depend heavily on an acquaintance. I'll get back to you on that.
I'll trust that you do.
Alright. In the meantime, I will update you if we have any more reliable ways of getting to DevCast.
Understood.
Alright, I will leave you to the rest of your work, unless you need any help with it.
I appreciate it, but I think you've also earned some time off, and you've also been filling out paperwork all day.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, like, if we're
And with that, I'm heading to Noodles Noodles.
Noodles. Alright, Bears. Do you have anything you needed to do?
Pet the baby.
No. The baby's gone. There's no
Yeah.
more baby.
Baz
Baz
is
is
like,
sad in here and doing paperwork.
And like stupid paperwork.
Stupid dumb timing me do dumb paperwork.
I just want to hold the baby.
If you'd done it when you first got it, you wouldn't be doing it now.
alright.
Keeps echoing round in your head as you're doing the paperwork, knowing what I would be saying.
Round of Madness?
Alright. You all eventually make your way to Noodles Noodles as per the arrangement that Monica and Tyrandel set up, and I'm assuming Tyrandel told you all of.
I didn't
I
actually, because I went to Desmond's and went to Noodles. I assume Monica told him.
Now, seeing as we're 8th level, I'm flying in as a giant eagle. Because I can
Okay.
fly now.
constantly fights with Magni and then
I swear to fucking
Nope,
God.
you can't stop it, Ty. I'm in the sky. I'm flying.
I'm in the
straight
sky.
in.
Yeah, as I'm going to assume communications were made. As you all are piling outside of Noddle's Noodles, Monica's nowhere in sight. However, as you guys are conversing, small idle chat, you hear the heavy flap of feathered wings. And looking up to the sky, you see a dark, feathered giant eagle, preparing to land a little wobbly as if they're new to their wings.
Straight diving towards Ty,
Oh, please don't.
and then
that?
transforming right as I'm about to hit him and say hi.
Does the eagle look like a regular eagle?
Well,
Too high up, you can't see
Or
it.
does it have like a Monica spin to it?
yeah, it would have a Monica spin to it, unless Monica wanted to make an arcane check.
Nope.
Nope. Okay, so it's dark
Nope, I am
feathered
making-
with white
Oh,
flecks.
Arcana?
Okay.
I want to be this to be a surprise.
Okay, then roll me an arcane.
I thought you were saying something else. That's my bad.
George, this natural 20 carve. I'll call it down. to like an eagle
Unfortunately,
at all.
you're still getting used to this new feathered form, so looking like a normal
out.
eagle doesn't really come easily to you.
Okay. So okay, I'll relax, realizing it's Monica, and not draw a bow on them, as I'm dived by a giant eagle.
There you go. Monica, the feathers kind of like curl into themselves, and then from the hunched over bird visage slowly stands the humanoid form of Monica.
So guys, I may have learned something new today. It's pretty cool.
Monica goes to the
Was it
fucking
the flying-
druid grove, comes back a fucking eagle.
Okay. I mean this doesn't look like healing, but
Oh no, I have that too, and I just cast Cure Wounds on him.
okay, shit. Thank you. I was feeling pretty good, but
You've been a little
you.
stressed. It probably
just
makes you feel a little better.
Love the imagery of Monica just like flicking fucking stardust in Ty's face.
Yeah, it's literally just when I touch him, I just use the other hand. I'm just flicking stars right into his eyes.
yes, lovely. So you said you wanted to talk. Do you want to eat and talk, or
I mean,
Just-
we're here. Why would we not eat and talk? Come on, Ty.
Noodle time.
All right.
Noodle time.
I will foot the bill on this one for everybody.
Ooh, big expander.
I am lacking on finances now?
Everyone keeps picking up Baz's bill, and Baz is just here with like 9,000 gold. Like, what am I supposed to do with this now?
What am I supposed
I mean, I'll take,
Jesus Christ.
I mean, hey, if you want to buy me one of those, bag of holdings.
A bag of holding is about 2,500 for the basic one, or is
yeah.
it 1,500? I think it's 2,500 for the basic one. But yes, as you guys go on, and it's kind of quieter at this point. You guys are going like just as dinner time is teetered off. You see Wenster, as always, behind the bar, preparing the garnishes and preparing the noodles and boiling the noodles and so on and so forth. And immediately you see the familiar curly, dark brown mop of Kellery as she looks up and she waits for the steam to clear from her glasses for a moment before finally resting on all of you. Why, hello, everybody! And she comes out from behind the counter. Come, let me get you a table. And you see her combing through all of you, probably looking for Herbert. And you see she gets a little crestfallen as Herbert's not there.
Are you okay?
I mean, I guess physically I'm fine, but I haven't seen Herbie in a while, and I'm starting to get a little worried about him.
Oh,
Herbie?
Doesn't he Herbie? Doesn't he usually frequent this place every day, night?
He's away on mission, Monica.
He's
Yeah, but even
he comes
even
here
then-
every night for dinner.
Yeah, he's
I believe
currently
he's out of
away.
Emerilla.
He's out of
Monica-
Emerilla?
I was gonna say Monica keeps thinking that Herbert's still here for some reason.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, he's away on
Oh, I thought he was just at
Institute
the
business.
academy still. Doesn't that mean he should still be coming back and forth? I don't know.
I mean, maybe his business is taking him longer than, or maybe he's been sent out further for it.
Oh well,
He didn't
we'll try
really
to
leave
keep...
many details when he went.
Yeah, he's only been gone for about essentially 3 days at this point. Or actually,
Yeah.
5 days. 5 days at this point.
Feels like it's been a long
Yeah.
5 days.
So I guess we sit down and eat.
Yeah, she brings you over to a table and she starts taking your guys' drink orders. And as always, she eventually comes over with a cart full of small dishes full of garnishes. She puts a bowl of broth and noodles in front of all of you. There is a little grill set up in the center for you guys to grill any of the meats that she also brought along as accompaniment. You guys are brought your beverages of choice. And she kind of like leans forward on the cart for a little bit there. Well, as always, if you all need any like broth or any additional noodles, you let me know. You wave me over, okay?
I want to go to this place in real life.
I know,
also want
right?
to go to this place in real life. Fuck.
I'm going to lean over to Ty. So, I'm assuming one of the cubicles was Herbie's?
Yes,
Herbert.
please continue
Herbie,
calling him Herbie.
Yes.
Herbert,
He
I
loves it
choked
when
on
you
water.
no,
It's
he loves
still,
it when you call him Herbie.
Shh, shh, shh. It still is Herbert's, not Herbie. I guess that's a thing that the two of them have going between them. He's just away on institute business. He
So-
also works for the Institute of Knowledge. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, the Institute of Knowledge.
He works for the Institute of Knowledge as well as us. So he's away on another engagement at the moment.
So his name is Herbie Herbert.
No. It's
Yes.
Herbert. It's Herbert Wellfleet.
Be
Herbie is
Wellfleet.
a nickname,
Yeah.
I guess.
Oh, understood. It was a little odd.
Yeah.
Have
Nicknames
you never
are
had a nickname before?
no, nicknames are a human thing.
I mean,
okay,
my
Ty,
name
other races
is
don't really.
literally a nickname, if you will. But no,
Your
No.
aunts call you young one from now and again.
I mean, I am a young one,
Yeah.
so
Or young one or young blood is essentially what they call you.
Yeah.
I mean,
Only young half the time, though, it seems, huh?
So
still younger than you are.
How do you know?
I don't
how
know.
old I
Ty's
am?
pretty old.
I mean, you're an elf. I'm assuming that you're probably a fair amount older than I am.
I am not that old.
As old as dirt.
I mean,
Yeah, and Dirt's pretty old.
have you ever? I don't suppose you've ever been to Runda, have you, Walter?
No, I've not had the pleasure or misfortune of being there.
Oh, it's a small farming town. Makes expensive wine. Well, I'm older than the town, and it's been around a while.
And people
I-
call me old man.
Ty, you're old. We get it. That's not
Like
why we're
I
here.
said, old as dirt.
Yeah,
Alright,
but
so,
still got a spring about me yet.
do I have
he
a silence
says
spell?
in
Can I
his
cast
winter
silence on
form.
Ty for a second?
What's that?
I don't have it.
No, I don't think you have access to silence.
I don't think I do either. So everyone,
I've gathered you all here today.
yes,
I was
yeah.
actually gonna say that.
It's uplifting and depressing.
So-
for everybody.
We all know about the recent events, some being there longer than others. Walter.
Hydrate.
We all
Is-
know that this is probably
Okay.
one of the biggest things that we're gonna end up dealing with for a probably longer time than we think. So I'm trying my best to get us prepared in terms of improving upon myself to be a more valuable asset to help us in case we have to venture forth from our comfort zone of the city.
Well, that would be your comfort zone. My comfort zone is definitely not the city.
I've actually
Wait, we're
been
leaving
speaking
the
to
city?
Commander. Well, about that. I've actually spoken to Commander Bull before I came out here.
Okay.
In terms of us going to pursue this lead in DevCast, our jurisdiction lies solely in Emerilla. If we were to go to DevCast, we would essentially be disgruntled tourists, perverts.
At the mention of going to DevCast, Baz is gonna look at Monica and be like,
I
So we will
But it's
not
like,
be
wait.
able.
We're going to Devcast?
hold on. Let him finish.
So we have an option, which is to go to DevCast, follow this lead, follow this thread, and see where it takes us. Maybe try to get the man who was involved with this brought to some sort of justice back in Emerilla. Or if we stay here and let the authorities of DevCast handle it.
Right. So what we're saying is then, if by some reason Commander Bull lets us go to DevCast, and we're away from here and our jobs for some extended period of time, I'm not quite sure on the travel maths, but
7 weeks travel
7 weeks,
minimum.
7 weeks minimum. Okay.
Yes.
Um,
Or
so
we could go ask to
will
Vel.
remind you that in the Discord, under notable locations or named locations, there is the amount of time it would take to travel these locations. Devcast is 3 weeks on horseback to get there. So theoretically 3 weeks back, and when Bull gave 7 weeks, that's theoretically 1 week of investigating.
which okay. So 7 weeks minimum time then, in which even if we find out or are allowed to do any form of probing into workmanship and crafts work in Devcast, which we're probably not, we find out who did it and we can't do anything about it anyway.
We could take them to the police, or we could take them back to Emerilla.
I don't know if we
Isn't that
can
just
take them
kidnapping?
back to Emerilla. If we have no jurisdiction there, we can't. We can't do that. We can't
This is
haul them
true.
back from here.
I
This
mean,
is
we could
very
always,
true.
offer assistance perchance?
Well,
But
what I was
you
going to
said-
say was,
Oh.
it would take 7 weeks. It would take 3 weeks to travel there, 3 weeks to travel back. Or we could ask Tyrell for a favor.
You see,
Yeah, he did
no,
bring...
I don't. No, I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Or pay him for his services. Either way.
powerful.
He can't get us
Yes, sir.
back. That's still 4
I
weeks
can
of time.
always... How far away is the sending spell?
I think sending just goes anywhere as long as you know the person, right?
Yeah, sending goes anywhere. So long
Yeah,
as
so I
they
can
are
always-
not in an anti-magic field, or dead, or on another plane of existence.
Yes, I could always message Liza to, let Terrell know whenever we're ready to be picked up.
Or you could
We
message
would be.
Terrell
This
himself.
would not be. I want you all to know something before we go into this. It would not be police work. It would not be investigatory work. It would not even be royal guard work. If we do this, it's going to be seen as vigilantism.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't exactly a good person before I joined the guard with you all.
Yes, I know, I remember. But I don't agree with this idea. I will be honest with you. Our duties, as far as I am concerned, are here within these walls.
Yes,
think
but
we
it's
let-
affecting within
I
these
think
walls.
we let the people of Devcast deal with their own problems, because we can't specifically act, and I'm not about being a vigilante. And I don't want to travel 3 weeks on a horse, both directions, and not be doing my job here.
I was gonna say we wouldn't have to use the horse if we have a favor from Terrell.
It feels like we're weighing a lot on one, Terrell actually be willing with this, and
I mean, you'd never
going
know
and
unless you
meddling in
ask.
business in a different city. I mean, how do you think our guard would react if someone from Devcast came here and was snooping around, looking for something, causing a little bit of a scene? I think we'd be pretty suspicious of it. I don't see how we're going to get away with it there.
Well,
I mean, you don't know anything in the
Again.
situation.
you don't know anything about the situation unless you've been in the situation. Who's
True.
to say they won't trust us? They could very well not, and we would just have to accept that.
I mean, we
But
could
we
just
could-
be tourists in search of
We
a
could-
very nice mirror.
Yeah,
We
or a
could just
very
be tourists in such
adorable
a bit,
friend.
yeah.
Oh, I see. Oh, I see. So this is about going to.
Baz
meet
was trying to be
Dragon
very
Ball,
sly, and Monica just
Nope.
out with it.
So your whole vigilante business is hinging on you going to meet an undead dragon
Bonus.
that is no longer allowed back within these walls.
An undead dragon?
Well, it's an undead dragonborn child, but
Keep
They
your
were-
voices down.
I throw a noodle at Ty. Quiet.
like, don't you disrespect me like that.
For authenticity, I actually have noodles.
Yeah, I saw
saw
earlier.
I forgot that I had this fucking soundtrack as well, and I was like, why are we still listening to fucking creaking doors and shit like that? Let's put on the fucking kitchen sounds.
But I guess in the end, what Commander Ball says goes for me. If she's willing to let us go, then I still don't think
She's
I
willing
want
to
to
let
go.
us. She's willing to let us go on vacation. A vacation, quote unquote.
How
Don't-
far are we gonna get in this investigation from all the way in Emerilla, though?
I don't
Well,
really
that's
like
fine.
vacations.
I mean,
Our last vacation was so fun, Ty.
it was.
I don't know if fun is the
So
word I would use to describe it.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with goats.
What?
I'm saying that out of game, by the way.
I was about to say.
I was like, excuse me?
I don't know. I have my opinions, but ultimately I don't know.
Well,
mean-
who's to say that they will do a good job as we know we could do? Ultimately, though, at the end of the day, it won't be seen as legal work that we're doing. It will all be seen as, at best, vigilantism. At worst, causing crimes.
Yeah, I am not causing crimes in another city.
I would never do crimes.
Me neither.
You're a criminal.
Only-
You were a criminal.
Would
Who
never
needs
do
to
the crime.
know?
You were a criminal. Monica was a criminal. Basically, half the guard is now criminals.
Is that a normal
But-
thing, or...
No.
It
Paying
seems to be
off
becoming one here,
debts.
Walter. It seems to be becoming one.
How about we talk to Bull Ty so you can hear
I mean,
what
I'm not a
Bull
criminal.
has to say?
Yeah, I'm not a criminal either.
How's about that, Ty?
If you do decide to talk to Bull, I will go ahead and ask to see if maybe Tyrell is willing.
Yeah, we can go. Me and Sonar can go ask Terrell if he could do us a favor. If Bull is willing to send us, and you can go talk to Bull so you can decide how you feel about this.
Some peace of mind.
Exactly.
I mean, I already know how I feel about it, but maybe, um, perhaps the guard could work something through communications with the town to allow us to investigate there.
Perhaps. That
Maybe,
is also a
maybe
possibility.
some deal can be made as long as we're in and out within a certain time span, and we're not disruptive to their daily life. Maybe they'll be okay with that.
I mean, who's to say they're not already looking for help as it is?
They
It
might
could
be.
very well be.
Or worst case scenario, they're the reason in general.
That could be a very bad reason, but it could be a reason.
Exactly. We don't know until we assess the situation further. But
It's
the
either
thing
way.
I think I want to talk to Bull about it myself.
Alright.
I'm
Understood.
fine. Like, it doesn't have to be private. I'm fine with you coming to be the opposite side of the debate, if if that's what you want.
Let's pick this up tomorrow. We need to we need to go catch Terrell before he closes, and
Yeah.
once that happens, we will go home, wake up, fresh minds, fresh ideas. We'll talk to Bull about it tomorrow. How does that sound?
Anyway, time for a nighttime walk, I think.
Alright. So I guess we're all going to visit Clarity.
I'm not going there.
Well, I'm gonna go. Or you can just... Actually, I could just send him a sending spell.
Yeah, you could.
And I will do that after we're finished. At least eating.
Okay.
Quite.
So I'm assuming the rest of this time is us just, voicing our little ideas and whatnot, and then...
Do they sell beer here? Or ale? Or
Yeah, they have some spirits.
vodka?
They have like, beers and hopsy drinks.
I'll have a half.
All right. You were brought. It's kind of a lower quality drink, unfortunately.
Oh. Wow.
Sorry, my mouth was full.
Ty, you forget that we're in Midtown sometimes.
My mouth
I
was
just
full.
thought it might be less bad. I mean, I mean, bad is the wrong word.
Listen, if you want something
It
better,
tastes.
I have
Yeah, it tastes.
I have one of the a few of the bottles from our excursion to the festival still, if you wish to partake in one.
Is there a high town bar that was nice that maybe I could get a
Yeah, I know what.
not
Yeah.
poisonous
Some of our
glass?
guys are like, we know.
We know of one.
Like maybe on my way back to the tower, I'll swing in for a smooth drink instead of this moss water.
Wow.
I think you've had worse, Ty.
Wow. Wait until
Not-
he goes
not
to fucking
often.
Lowtown.
Literal
No,
marsh water.
I never drink in
Literal marsh.
Lowtown.
Fucking beer cut with fucking puddle water. Sorry.
No,
Disgusting.
I never drink in Lowtown, of course.
Do you remember the mushroom thing from the festival?
Yes.
Well, now that you bring it up, yes, I do remember the mushroom thing.
Immediately
Actually,
chew.
you know what? I take it back. This is fantastic. This is some of the highest quality alcohol I've had in a long time.
All right. So, you guys wanted to do one small talky thing with Bull in the morning. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
send a message
go and
to
bark
Terrell.
in first.
To Terrell?
Yeah. asking if we could talk about a potential favor.
Favor slash
If
deal
we can
slash whatever he wants
flavor
to.
a deal, if we could talk about it at his earliest convenience. Probably tomorrow if we get a chance.
You hear back in your head, well, with the ability to talk directly into one's mind, such as you are now, do you want to talk about it now?
I figured we would talk about it in person, but if this is okay.
What did you have in mind?
Potential transportation to Devcast back and forth if necessary we can pay.
What do you have to do in DevCast?
Potentially investigate further into the current problem plaguing, I'd assume, everywhere.
And visit my child.
Stab a dragon.
And visit our child.
A problem plaguing everywhere. You're all starting to sound a little less like guards and more like adventurers.
Figured that was coming along someday. But yeah, we may have to delve deeper into this, and you're probably the most qualified to help us get there at a efficient manner.
Alright, sounds like you want to talk in person. Meet me at Clarity tomorrow morning, 6 a.m.
Yeah.
What was that, Baz?
I just said, ow, I moved my foot, I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought you were like 6 a.m.
By the way,
6 a.m.
Baz, you have the dragon.
Yeah, I gave you the now blue
It's
baby Drake.
I have a
Yeah.
dragon.
Yeah. Her kind of like wraps himself over your shoulders and kind of like on the back of your neck. You
Nope.
feel a soft rumbling as there's a subtle purr.
Little baby got a little makeover. Oh, you're so cute.
by the Drake.
Alright, well, if that is everything for tonight, this might be a good place to conclude.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
almost everything for tonight. I'm gonna go to that pub that they
Alright. Does
Baz
Baz
and
and
The
Sinar.
Smokers
Sinar-
Lounge.
Yeah, do Baz and Sinar escort Ty to the Elven Ewer?
Go in.
Yes.
I'm following because I don't have a place to live, so
Oh, that's right. You're technically home.
I'm just following Tyrandel everywhere.
I'm gonna say that a living quarters within the barracks is probably set up for you as well, Walter.
as long as it's a different room. That's
Yes,
cool.
it's not gonna be your shoe closet. It's gonna be a different shoe closet.
Well, yeah, because
I'll
I've still
sleep
got
on
my
your
I've still got
couch.
my 2 roommates, and last I checked, both of them were still alive.
Yes.
I'll just sleep on your couch. It's fine.
All right. So yes, you guys, all the 4 of you, or does Monica join as well?
I'll join. Why not?
Here you go. You guys leave
Oh,
Noddle's
it's gotta
Noodles.
be a night.
It's gonna be all night. You guys leave Noddle's Noodles and go to the Elven Ewer, which, as I described previously, it's a cigar bar that pretends it's a speakeasy. It's run primarily by elves, and as you go in, the ever-burning torches are lit red but kept very low, giving a soft glow. The tables and chairs look like they are carved out of almost like a black obsidian, giving it a black glass-like look. There's a stage along the back wall with a protruding bit that comes out to about the middle of the room, so that the performer can be sort of in the center of the room. And you see a young-looking elven woman standing there in a very sparkly dress with her hair done up in big curls. And you hear her singing this beautiful, almost haunting song in Elven. And you see serving staff going about serving the few folks of nobility that are there. There's a thick haze in the air with various different scents attributed to it, some smoky, some sweet. You see a few folks in the back corners with a large hookah on one of the tables, just sort of conversing and discussing back and forth in Elven.
I don't really know what a speakeasy is, and I don't know what a cigar bar is either.
A cigar bar is a bar that you can go to where they also sell like cigars.
That's
So you
not-
can
Okay.
drink, you can smoke cigars, you can just kind of chill, and like it's usually a lot nicer than most pubs and bars because like the cigars are like the main focus.
All
Um,
right.
the one that I went to had kind of a like a lingering smoky vanilla flavor to it. Like not flavor but scent. Um,
Okay.
it wasn't bad. It was actually really nice.
What's the speakeasy? Is that like your basic run of the mill, low class pub, like a Weatherspoon?
That's so weird.
Speakeasy, I think it was like kind
Frank
of like a
actually.
secret.
Yeah. So
Sorry?
speakeasy is
Yeah.
essentially
Yeah.
you go in and you speak a password to like one of the wait staff, and then they take you to
Oh,
a lower
like
part.
a secret club.
Yeah, you went to a speakeasy as part of one of the character interviews.
Yeah, and I was assaulted in it,
Jesus Christ. Yes.
but I didn't realize that was what a speakeasy was.
Yeah.
So right, okay. Oh well, this is nice.
As everyone's like
What?
walking, Baz is like throwing around prestidigitation to make everyone look a little fancier.
Baz
What,
walks in front of you and casts prestidigitation on you, and the collar of your coat just kind of like puffs up a little bit.
I just use Druidcraft to make my my earrings sparkle and all that.
Put my hat on.
I mean, I thought I looked fine, but all right.
Baz is going full hot elf, a hottie guy.
Why do you?
Guy?
Yeah.
Why do you have to do this? Why do you have to do this, Baz?
What?
Why do
do
you?
what?
Why do you always have to look the best out of everybody? It's like, can you not
I
just like,
can.
can you not just for one night tone it down a little bit? Like,
Maybe.
like give yourself one floor at least.
Baz will untuck
How about
their
one leg
collar
shorter
and
than
their
the
shirt.
other?
I'm all I'm saying
Baz will like
is
undo the top button of their shirt and like undo that, like untuck their shirt from their pants.
Somehow made
There.
themselves
Better?
look more attractive.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Not what I had
We
in
didn't
mind,
say
but-
get better.
all I'm gonna say is you can't rush perfection. If
I mean,
if they look great, they look great. And
But-
I'm just saying, the blue from her brings out their eyes.
Oh God.
It's a natural talent, Ty. I don't know what to tell you.
All right.
Okay, bad.
Okay,
We
we get a
appreciate
drink.
it. Yeah, we're gonna start drinking.
What
Give
kind
me
of
your
drinks do they
strongest
sell here?
beer.
Like you guys have been here before, right?
Yeah, they mostly do wines and whatnot, or stouts, or lagers, so on and so forth. Definitely high-end stuff with a high-end price. Speaking of which, all those who wish to partake in the dining establishment and the drinks, roll me a d8.
Oh God.
Oh, here we go. Oh, he'll.
Oh bollocks! Well, apparently I like it here.
Is Sinar drinking at all?
I am taking a drink. I will see how many I take. One. A drink.
A drink.
It takes you a while to get going.
Yes, please deduct your dice roll amounts from your gold.
Like an extortion.
And
Ty
now you
has
just- you just drunk a
expensive
lot.
tastes. That's one of his
Apparently.
flaws.
Like, this reminds me of the wine that my mother used to drink. Like, always thought it was awful when I was younger, but apparently she was right. With age, you do get to like it.
The more Ty drinks, just the more he talks.
Yeah, it's just like by the end of it, it's just like,
Well, you're not smashed. You're just a little lighter in the pocketbook.
yeah, eight drinks later in the pocket.
All right. Yeah, that might be a good place to end it then, if that's what everyone wanted to do. Just end at the Elven Ewer.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
All right. We're gonna pick up again in 2 weeks' time, which should be May 28th, so long as everyone is able to make that commitment.
Yes.
Should be able to.
Okay.
Nope, I'll be playing D&D on that day.
Yeah, same.
Oh yeah, that's
Are
absolutely
you
right.
moonlighting in a
You
different
cheeky
group?
fucks. All right. If you folks who are watching are not in the Discord yet, if there's any changes needed to be made to the schedule, the Discord is always going to be the first place to get those changes, information, updates. I also want to thank my fantastic players. Karinga beat me to the command. In the top left corner, we have Baz, the changeling bard / rogue, played by Casually Bananas. Next to them, we have Sinar, the dragonborn paladin / druid, played by Pyromaniac 101. Then we have Tyrandel, our Eldrin Ranger, who is played by Invincibubble without the E. We have Monica, the Tiefling Druid, who's played by Karinga12. And then lastly, Walter, the Hagborn Ranger, who is played by Dividable Llama 0619. Here we go. Definitely go check them out. They are all, links, they all streamed at some point. I don't know. Well, I don't know if Jebel streamed.
It's been a while.
Go check
well.
them out.
Might be
Thursday.
something happening again. Nobody knows.
Who knows? Who knows?
Probably something
no one
tonight.
And if you guys liked my DMing style, for those who don't know, I am hosting my very first subathon in June, starting June 1st, and one of the stretch goals is to be starting another D&D campaign, which will be running in tandem with this one, which will be taking place in the same universe. You will not be starting in Emerilla, though, so who knows? You guys might meet these guys. You never know. Well, did you figure it out? We'll figure it out. All right. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to deafen in the Discord, and I'm going to go off and start my sign-off. And if you guys want
you
to
found
stick
your
around for
mouse
post-game chat. Huh?
Oh, you found your mouse
Yeah,
again?
I found my cursor on the break. I got cursor privileges back.
It happened when I hit you. That's the funny part.
Oh, I just closed my camera.
That's
oh, well.
okay. That's okay. We're going to pop over to here, and now I'm going to deafen. BRB.
Bye.
All right. Thank you guys again so much for hanging out with us today. I volunteer as tribute for this new campaign. So the way I found my players for this current campaign, I'll be honest, is I interviewed everybody who put in an application. That being said, we've had one additional party member brought in. So the chance to join this campaign is entirely a possibility if I feel like we need another player. Sinar was the addition that we made. So yes, if you guys want the opportunity to join not only this game, but possibly the stretch goal campaign with my subathon, or even the one-off that will be DM'd by my husband, again, unlockable through the subathon, join the Discord, because we're only going to be looking for players who are in our Discord. I'll just link that one more time. There we go. But yeah, let's go through and start thanking some folks who made today a little extra special. We had some follows when I was offline, first and foremost. We had Rumble, who followed when I was offline, Benny, who followed when I was offline, Gooman the Gooster, who followed when I was offline, and Link Studios. Then today, we had Sunny Cappuccino gift 2 subs to us. We had Karinga, who gave us some biddies. We had Rebek, oh boy, that's a name, Kawimoy, who followed. We had Tiefling, who followed. We had GHB Blue Lamb, who followed. Sunny Cappuccino gave us some biddies. Thunder Raiden came with a raid. We had Gamesy, who followed. And lastly, Corbo, who followed. Hello, Gumball! And hello, Catsy! You guys are catching me just as I'm doing my sign-off for the day, unfortunately, but stick around for the raid and you'll get some extra channel points to bully me with next time I stream. Speaking of which, I'll be back again on Monday with an actual game. Every second Saturday is my D&D games. Thank you guys so much for understanding that I do like to put my focus on my players during these streams. So, thank you for watching and hanging out with us. We've done the Discord. I've told you all about the subathon. We've thanked people in chat. So I guess now it's time for my favorite part of the day, where I get to bring this little community to somebody more. Focus on chat more. Well, if you come in on Monday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'll be focusing on chat more. Let's see. Who is live at the moment? You know what? Let's bring this to a fellow tabletop RPG lover in the community. only made on the last part of the campaign. Oh yeah, sorry. However, if you guys want to go to my YouTube channel, you can catch up with previous VODs of the campaign. So you can catch up with the story and all that fun stuff, or even if you've missed today's episode, that will be uploaded in about 3 weeks' time. So yeah. Let's start off the raid. Let's go say hi to Fudeka, who is not only a fantastic member of my community, but he's a fellow tabletop RPG lover who also streams his own Pathfinder games. If you guys have access to my emotes, please copy that very first raid message there. If not, don't worry about it. Copy that second raid message there. And we can still show Fudeka the love and support of the adventuring party. And until Monday, until I see you all again, stay awesome. Stay safe, and I guess this is, bye-bye.